But I say unto you, love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you. And pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you.
Which is the first commandment of all?
Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might, and with all thy strength. This is the first and great commandment, and the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
Master, thou hast said the truth. There is one God, and none other but He. And to love Him with all the heart, and with all the understanding, and with all the soul, and with all the strength, and to love his neighbor as himself, is more than all the whole burnt offerings and sacrifices.
Thou art not far from the kingdom of God.
Thoost is not far for the kingdom of God, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, guys?
Yeah.
And there's only one person here. Whoever that is. It must be me or you or one of them. One of us.
Well, Barbara was here earlier, but she's still over in Ironwork.
Is Sob still on?
Well, Sob left. It's the Ironwork. It's the
right. Got you.
He was
We
reviewing
were on there.
Got you.
We were on there earlier, though. Yeah.
Oh, well, I'll wait a few minutes, see if anybody comes in. Because there's nobody here at the minute. There's no point in doing it until there's anybody here. So they usually start flowing in after 5 minutes. Well, no, I wouldn't say flowing.
It's going to be Jim first. Watch.
Yeah, Jim Anus.
What do you think? You want to take bets on who was first?
Barbie's been coming in late, earlier lately.
Yeah.
Rather than later. Barbie's usually the last one in.
Yeah. Well,
yesterday was the first.
Yeah.
He was
I think
I'm in there. No, I'm in there. So.
in the next couple of
Brian's
days.
definitely there.
Yeah. I'll have my computer in the next couple of days.
Nice.
Nice. Now I got to get a microphone and a camera.
Yeah, learn how to use the mute button.
Oh yeah, I will. It's easier to just hit the side button on a microphone to mute than it is to like go into the software and do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Speaking of that, did you get your microphone?
Oh no, not yet. Actually, let me just see if I've had an email from Chilling before. Yeah. Where the hell is my phone? There it is. You might hear Vicky snoring.
Hey Ryan, can you send PJ that picture I sent you with Cookie Monster with the gingerbread man? I don't know if I can send it to him.
You can if you text it to him. It should work. It works for me.
I don't have his phone number saved in the phone.
I'll try. Yeah.
I should do that.
But I'd have to.
You'll get a
leave
kick out
the
of it.
screen, and then I might get kicked out if I go there.
Oh no, kicked out. You can't get back in.
You know.
Right, hold on, wrong one. So look.
Hang on.
I'm surprised Barb's not coming over already. They should be about winding down over there now.
Yeah, still no one here yet. Still no one here. We'll see. People will start getting notifications. If not, then we'll just sit and watch ourselves. It's an hour and 6 minutes. It's an hour and 6 minute. It's an hour and 6 minute text testimony. This guy I found, it's called Almost False. It's Christian dude, just pure testimony. It's all testimony. It's brilliant. I've watched 2 already. One about his mum being demonic. A guy's mum being demonic and it was really bad. And also, I've got that. Cheers, Ryan. No, I haven't had any other emails from Chilling yet. Where's Chilling's emails at? Where's Chilling? Where are you, Chilling? Oh. 'Cause Oh, let me just type in searching emails. Chili. There we go.
Chilene.
Chili ain't we'll get it sorted out. Dr. Bog. No, the last I heard from him was
His name is Chili Ing.
Chili Ing.
Not chilling.
Ch-
Chili.
Chilene. Okay.
Chili Ing. Chili.
Chilene. I don't think that's a name. That's something he just thought of, just to fuck with you.
Well, yeah, it was deliberate, but it's funny. I like it. A little snappy.
Yeah, no, I haven't heard from him since the 4th. The 4th? Wow, has it been that long already? Wow.
It's almost 10 days there.
Has it been 10 days since he said he'd give me? Wow.
No, 10 days go by quick, don't they?
Wow. Well, I haven't really seen him since. Mind you, I was off a little bit.
We should go over some of Nathan's TikToks just for the hell of it. They're funny.
Was Nathan on TikTok now, is he?
Yeah, he's doing a TikTok style setup where he does like rumble or tumble, and he goes through it, just who's ever on. He'll do a little interview with them and tell them the Earth is measured flat, and then tell them they're in a religious cult and they don't know it.
Well, they are, and I think they do know it. I think some of them know it.
Yeah, the people running
They
the cult
must see
do.
it.
A good
They must
cult
see it.
leader will never tell you you're in a cult.
I hate to say it. That sounds like fun.
They must see it. Good.
It is.
They must see it. Yet, this lady here we've got to be watching. This lady here. That's Tara's giving our testimony, but the guy's show it is, stream it is, you'll see him kind of afterwards. This will probably be what's like the start of it was on later sort of thing. But an hour and 6 minute testimony, so it's more of a watch party than anything. Testimonies are meant to be listened to. I mean, I'm sure I'll have a few things to say, but yeah.
Just a few things.
Well, I can't say too much because she's still asleep. So yeah, it's just well the testimony. I thought this would be fitting while Vicky's still here because I don't wake her up then by yapping all the time.
I hear snoring, PJ.
Yeah, it's just that's not even bad yet.
That's the dog.
That's just on.
She hasn't reached home yet.
That's just breathing.
Reached climax yet?
Yeah, no crescendo yet. That's just breathing.
When she gets the double gulps for air, that's when you
wow.
noise. It's like
Let me do a community post. Let me just do a community post saying live now.
Rip Van Winkle.
Rip Van Winkle. Vanilla Ice.
No, it's not Vanilla Ice. It's a book, dude. Way before Vanilla Ice was ever.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying his name's Rip, isn't it? Rip Van Winkle. Something like that.
That's what we're doing now, right? We're going after the good globe. So, Rip Van Winkle.
Rip Van Winkle. Great post.
Do you have problems sleeping at night?
I just ripped one.
Yeah. Van Winkle.
Yeah.
And then I winked. Does that count?
Yeah, I haven't seen Jim Annis yet.
No. He's usually he usually gets it and comes fast.
Yeah.
I've just put a nice big long community post saying live now. It's huge. It took me ages to type it out now.
I could tell.
I'll give it another couple of minutes. If it comes up, we'll just say much.
Now I get why some people wait 12 minutes before the show starts before they come on.
Yep.
Yeah,
Sometimes, depending on the time, it's like inconvenient, so people don't show up right away.
Usually by now, I mean, it's been 9 minutes. Usually by now, I've had people come in. You know what I mean?
I think
a minute and a half of that is with the intro.
I think Flats is doing RDB again for topic.
Nice.
Yeah.
Got you. Yeah, man. Yeah. Maybe we should go do something like tides and that again. Tides is pretty interesting because we don't exactly know what it is with tides, but Flax's theory is pretty good.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, Eddie did a big one, dude, on tides not long ago.
Yeah. That'd be
He
cool.
hit,
to watch.
went to the horse's mouth. Yeah.
Nice. Ooh, what with 3 watching? It's us 3. Come
Whoa. Got a whole crowded room.
on, Vicky, wake up. Then we'll go 4.
Yeah. Vicky, wake up. They sedated her already.
You dare
That's
wake
it.
the beast.
Yes. You got to poke the beast every once in a while.
So
That's
you
it.
poke the bear. You never mess with the beast.
Are you making a reference to X-Men?
Let's put
No, you can run from a bear, but you can't run from the beast.
nice soothing rock music that StreamYard plays gives us.
That's not scary.
I'm gonna pull up some of Nathan's TikTok. He's put a whole bunch of them up there. I'll save them. I'll send some over.
Giving it the 666 knot.
Satan's in the house.
Yeah. Used to do that as well as a kid, not knowing at all what it meant.
Yeah, I put one of his TikToks in the back. I'll grab another one.
This is night driving. This one.
Yeah, I've heard it.
No, this one's night driving.
If I did that, it was because I didn't know it was bad.
Who's bad?
Only
I'm bad.
like doing the horns, the double horn thing at a rock concert. I don't think I've ever done that. If I did, it was accidental, I swear.
Dude, I grew up in the pit.
Good for you.
Why
I
not?
didn't.
Damn it. You
I
missed
didn't
out on a lot
do
of
that.
ass beating on a regular. I got a story you'll really love. We were at a punk rock show. A friend of mine has a band called Anti-Scene. They're a Charlotte-based band in the Carolinas. Their sister band is a guy named G.G. Allen. You've heard of him? No? Brian? Testing
Yeah.
1, 2.
No, wait, what's that? Is it? Does Nathan
Are you
do?
there?
Does Nathan do?
Just because I mute doesn't mean I can't hear you.
Sorry.
No. Oh, well, I
Does
was at a
Nathan?
show. Okay.
Does Nathan do? Does Nathan do Amigo? Does he?
Huh?
Is that Amigos he's doing? Like,
I guess, yeah.
Just random people come up. That's mad.
Yep.
Never done that before. I don't fancy doing it. I remember Simon Dan did it once. It's like the globe is round, or the globe is the earth is a globe, or the earth is round, or something like that. Prove me wrong. So I mean, nobody came on to prove me wrong. It was all just globers.
Yeah,
Like,
of course.
yeah, no doubt.
All of them reiterating each other and saying, "Oh yeah, we definitely don't like this."
I've never thought about doing that, amigo. I'm not very keen in talking to people that I don't know at all. You know what I mean? For the first time, just like that, an amigo, and amigo's used for a lot of like PDF. Well, I'm not live.
Yeah.
Oh, I am live. Sorry, I'm thinking I'm not live. I am. PDF files going there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Wow, there's just nobody coming in. That's all. Nobody. Like, there's nobody coming in. Let's just sit and watch this testimony, guys.
Sure.
Let's get up and watch it, man. Well, actually, let's watch these first 2 clips that you've put up. Then we'll watch the testimony.
Yeah, I got a third one for you too. They're short.
All right. Let's watch them in order.
Full screen. Share your screen.
I will. Oh, I will.
I feel completely animated. I'm the reanimator.
Mm-mm.
You remember Prodigy, right?
I do, of course. I love Prodigy. Music for the Jilted Generation. It's my favorite album.
The Reanimator, that movie was my favorite for a long time.
Yeah, I still like. It's like electro rock pop type stuff, punky rock pop.
Firestarter.
The only Firestarter's not in Prodigy, and is not in Music for the Jilted Generation. It's not
No, I
enough.
know that. Yeah. I'm trying to think of it. Some more other stuff. I've watched some of the videos from what you're talking about. They have like they're in a bar and they're like matchsticks and they set the place on fire. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. Right. Let's do them.
The camera. Gross.
Entertain me. I'm bored.
Okay, how old are you, first of all?
I'm 18.
18. What's your date of birth?
20th of the 7th, 2006.
2000 and what?
6.
Yeah, makes
Don't believe you.
Why do I care if you believe me or not? I just told you my date of birth.
Fine. I'll take your word for it.
Okay.
I can edit you out later
It's funny.
if you are lying.
No, I'm not, but can you like entertain me? I'm so bored. You don't understand. I came on here originally just debating with people, and now I've just gone so fucking bored. I understand.
Fair enough. I can entertain you. What country are you from? England?
Yeah. I'm from London.
So you're a heliocentrist then?
I have no clue what the hell that is.
You think you live on a ball?
I think I live on a ball. Okay, elaborate.
If you live in England, then you are under the one world religion of heliocentrism.
Yep.
That
Not
is the religion
necessarily.
that you are on a ball in space.
Yep.
That's your
Okay.
religion if you're in England.
He's right.
No, it's not. It's not. I don't know what you're talking about.
You think you're on a
First-
ball in space, right? You believe in spacemen and trips to the moon, right?
Do you believe in that?
No, it's all bollocks.
But you're from England.
Yeah, I haven't got a religious belief though. I mean, the rest of the
No, but-
country are entitled to that belief.
I mean, I'm so confused. I've never heard of that in my life.
He's so confused.
Secondly, my religious belief isn't that it's Islam. I'm
He
Muslim.
doesn't realise
So
that.
I don't know why you just told me I'm a heliocentrist, whatever the hell that is. Obviously, like,
You're a
yes,
British
I've
He's 18-year-old. He's not long out of school. He doesn't. Oh, Sandpit. Hey, good old Nathan. Yeah. Hi, Sandpit. I don't know you, but hello. Good to see you, I think.
I have no idea who that is, dude.
No idea. But yeah, good old Nathan. Yeah, this kid hasn't got a clue what he doesn't realise that being a heliocentrist is, if you believe in Govin, it's cultist, it's religion. He doesn't realise that. So I mean, I get where he's coming from. He has no clue. He's just out of school. In today's generation, the education system is crap. I mean, our education system was crap. It's been crap. The further it gets along in years, the crappier it is,
Oh yeah.
and the less educated we are.
Well, that's what they want.
Not the more educated, the less educated.
The less you know, the better the powers that be are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see if they think it's
Muslim.
around.
I believe the Earth is a.
You're a British Muslim, right?
Yes, I'm a British Muslim.
So you're a heliocentrist. You believe you're on a ball in a sky vacuum.
But the Quran does say flat Earth, doesn't it?
Yeah, so does the
So
Bible
why does he
too.
believe in heliocentrism?
Because
Yeah.
that's what he's taught, dude. He's taught
Of course, exactly. That's what they're taught. But why is he not reading his own
that.
holy book
Koran. Yeah.
that
He
tells
does.
him that it's flat? You know.
He won't read
I mean,
that
I
till
don't
later
read
on.
the Quran,
Yeah.
but my Bible also says it's flat. So there you
The
go.
cosmology is the same. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And by the way, the fire starter was on Fat of the Land. I had that album. PJ,
We
you
can
there?
start, wait, Sandpit says we could stop calling things crap and just start calling using the word liberal. Well, yeah,
Liberal. Yeah.
that's true. That's true.
I believe I'm in. Oh my god!
Smack 'em.
You just confused the shit out of me.
You wanted entertaining, so I just educated you on what your national religion is.
How's that a national religion?
It's called heliocentrism. It came from the Roman Catholic Church about 300 years ago, where they needed to know how the angle
Hey, mate, good to see you, bro. Good to see you, man.
Who's that?
measurements off a flat Earth worked, so they could better predict when Easter came. That turned into a model by a man called
Oh, yeah.
Copernicus, who invented a ball. A ball that is a mathematical derivation of angle measurements to stars to create a better predictive way of predicting when Easter will be. That system is called the heliocentric model.
Yeah.
It's a globe model that most people in the Western world think they live on. It's just a model that came from the church about 300 years ago.
Okay, so what do you believe then?
I don't have any beliefs really.
You don't believe anything. So where do you believe you are right now?
What do you mean? I'm in my
Like
chair.
you know, I didn't mean like that. I mean like you don't believe that you're in a vacuum of space and you're not on a spherical thing. So then where do you like think you are right now? What you like? I don't know if I'm saying it right, but like
On Earth.
you're on Earth, and what do you believe Earth is? Do you believe it's a sphere? A sphere? Do you believe it's flat?
on, Nathan.
What do you believe?
No, that's what you believe. You believe you're on a
Come on,
sphere.
Nathan. Come on.
So
I
what
already
do you
know what
believe
you
then?
believe because you live in England.
So then what do you believe then?
I don't believe
don't-
anything. I know what your country tells you to believe. They tell
but
you to believe you're on a ball, and you do.
No, but that's no. You're so silly. Like, no,
I love the reaction. You wanted entertaining, and now you're outraged. I love
no,
it.
I'm not outraged. I'm not outraged.
Just
I'm
called
not-
me
I'm
silly.
just- it's just confusing. Like you're just
Yeah.
confused.
Being confused doesn't make me silly.
No, it's because
Yeah, just be confused. It's
It's
okay.
funny.
You wanted entertaining, now you're confused. That's not me being silly,
teach
though.
me something else then.
Teach me something else.
You wanna know
That's
something
I
else?
didn't know. Yeah, something that I didn't know.
Oh well, one of them
I
you're.
actually like how he says, teach me something else. So you've just took in that the earth is not a sphere. He said, teach me something else. And
You know,
he hasn't, said
tomorrow,
it's flat, he hasn't said it's a flat plane yet. So teach
No.
me something else. Teach him it's a flat plane. I hope he says it. He's got
he's going there. Don't
cool,
worry.
cool. Yeah, he's bound to, obviously. He's bound to.
Yeah.
Already half clocked. There's no sky vacuum. There's no outer space. It's all fake.
Can you prove it?
Yes.
Okay. Are you breathing gas?
You're breathing oxygen, yes.
Yeah. Well, not just oxygen.
Well, other stuff as well, obviously. Like
A few other gases, but nevertheless, you're breathing air, right?
oxygen, yeah.
What do you reckon? What do you reckon happens if you've got a massive vacuum next to high pressure gas? What happens?
I don't know. You tell me.
Gas fills the space.
Mm-hmm.
You ever farted?
Well, obviously, every human being
What happens? Gas spreads out in all directions, doesn't it?
Mhm.
Right. What would happen if there was no gas in the way? There was just a vacuum. What do you think would happen to your fart then?
You run.
You wanted entertaining.
That's the next one anyway. This one's the next one anyway.
Just a laugh though. I haven't had this much of a laugh in ages.
How
Check this
old are
out.
you? 18. Date of birth? 18. Thanks.
Well, that's what you've just got to ask, isn't it? Hello.
Hi,
How old are you?
15.
Oh.
Snake.
Bye-bye.
Wrong idea.
Hello,
Right.
Hazer.
How old are you?
On this app. I'm 18.
How old's the person sat next to you?
18.
Hello. This doesn't make it to a record. I'm making YouTube videos, and I just don't want this bit to be in it.
How many subscribers have you got?
26,000.
Who's going to be
Oh, what?
Oh, what? Let me.
Let's see. What's your YouTube?
Nathan Oakley, 1980.
Nathan Oakley, 1980.
Yeah. It's my birthday tomorrow. You pleased?
Happy
birthday.
birthday!
Yes,
thanks.
Yeah.
Oakley.
I really hope it gets some donations
Did it say
because I'm so
happy
poor.
birthday,
Well, that's
by the
not
way?
you.
Like, how many subscribers did it have?
Oh, what? Wait.
That one?
Yeah, that's me.
Is it?
Oh, come
Yeah,
on.
just me about 10 years ago looking better than I do now. What are you trying to say?
You look better now, mate.
You look better now.
Oh, mate, I like you. Did you hear that, Chocolate?
Yeah.
Chocolate steak.
I like this guy. Hope you make it to a video. Where are you from again?
There is-
London.
Oh, you're from England then? Another heliocentrist chocolate.
Chocolate. Get him.
Are you guys aware of your one world religion that you're a part
What
of?
does that mean?
Lots of people in England are unaware that they're part of a religion.
Chocolate's not a heliocentrist, though, is he? Chocolate's
No,
not.
he's telling them to get them.
Oh, I thought he said another flat. I thought he said another globe. I'd like he said chocolate afterwards. I thought he meant like there's another globe
No,
with you.
he's
chocolate.
got chocolate on
I
Discord right
always
now.
thought chocolate was swimming flat Earth. I was just saying, what's happened there?
He's on Discord. That's why he's talking on Discord. Who is Sapira? 36912. This
I
came
don't
out
know. Where at?
in our chat.
What
They're
chat?
watching-
I can't see a Sophia. I
No,
can see Sandpit.
Sapia. No, look again. The last person in the room.
Oh yeah, it's come up. It's come up now.
Huh.
And CIA, Zion, Zazil in the house. Wanna kill
Want to kill me?
Oh, I don't know. I ain't got a clue. I'll
Yeah.
leave whoever it is for now. I don't know.
They start talking. Yeah.
It's obviously it's someone taking the mic.
Yeah.
Most people think they aren't religious, and
I'm a
they're part of a
loser,
religion.
baby, so
They
why
just don't know it.
you feel me?
Oh, I'm a
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Christian.
Say again?
I'm a Christian, if that's what you're on about.
No, not Christianity. I mean, that's
I'm
fair
so
enough.
confused.
Heliocentrism.
If I'm going on a YouTube video, can I do one thing?
As long as it's not rude. Is it
Right,
rude?
I'm gonna get up. I'm not gonna get my cock out. Don't worry.
Okay.
Please don't.
Muscle.
Yeah, he doesn't do.
Be a normal
This
I
is-
can't even see him. Does he know that? Is he flexing?
Stop! You're embarrassing me.
Oh, he's
But this guy's flexing.
trying to
He
flex.
thinks he's going to get on YouTube. What's your name, pal?
Antonio.
His name is Lucas.
Yep.
Lucas. I don't know if that looked good. I'm not a woman or a homosexual male, but I'm sure it looked beautiful. Thanks.
I'm gonna get bluzzer later because of that.
I've never tried this Amigo thing. Right.
There's one more.
Nah.
Yeah.
One more.
There's a lot more. He's got like 13 of them I've seen so far.
Oh, is that?
Yeah. And you should play the whole album, Fat of the Land. But I'm pretty sure you'll get a strike for that too.
Oh, this one's 41 minutes long, dude. I'm not doing the 41-minute one. Well, if we've got any time at the end of the testimony, we'll watch some more. You know what I mean? 'Cause this one's 41 minutes
How long is the testimony? He's got more of the short stuff.
The testimony is an hour and 6 minutes long. So
Not
it's
bad.
more of a watch party today than a testimony.
Yay, watch party. Woo.
Than the talky one. You know what I mean?
Hey, Mr. Pressure, come play my game, I'll test you.
Yeah, don't play my game, I'll test ya. Psycho summary, elegant side down. Play my
game.
Don't play my game, I'll test ya.
Exhale, inhale.
Inhale, exhale.
Who's the victim?
You're the victim. I like in the music for the digital generation in the CD album cover. If you look inside it, the picture, brilliant, of a festival, and they're cutting down the bridge. You know, it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Yeah, too bad the lead singer is gone.
90s mosh pit type thing.
See the pit, Ryan, the pit. Get it?
Right. Let's
Jump
get
in.
this testimony on the road. I was pretty good to see Nathan talking to them. Like, but if there's a bit more time at the end, I'll put on a few minutes of that 40-minute one. That was
Well,
cool.
I'll go
And
grab
again,
some
happy
more of those
birthday
shorts.
yesterday, Nathan. Happy birthday for yesterday.
He's got like. I gotta go back to his channel.
Yeah, cool.
There's more in there.
Yeah. Right, let's do it. Let's add this.
Apartment, and it was almost like my body just got forced down to the bed. Like I'm starting to feel this panic set in, like my dog is shaking, and as I close my eyes I see this spaceship coming for me, and through this shower curtain I see all these aliens line up around my shower.
Sorry.
Hello and welcome back to the Amos Falls podcast, where I interview regular people with incredible stories.
This is the guy. This is Guy's channel. As I did say yesterday, he's quite young in that, but yes, from what I've heard so far, all good. All good. Let me get rid of my banner so it makes it look a bit easier. Right, let's carry on.
Today's guest has such a rich testimony that I had to cut about a third of it from this video.
Ooh.
If you want to know the full context, I recommend that you go watch the
Yeah,
extra
it's
footage on
long.
Locals. Link is in the description. But in short, she grew up with an abusive and meth-addicted dad to the point that she had to run away from home at a young age. One thing led to another, and she eventually became a sex worker. Along with that, she got attracted by the New Age and had numerous supernatural encounters.
Hey, Dan, good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Dank's in the house.
I ain't seen you for a long time, man. I ain't seen Dan for a long, long time. How you doing, man? Good to see you. I think
Yeah,
last
there he is.
time was in Ireland, I think.
Yeah.
Would have been Ireland. Yeah.
I've seen Dank in a couple of chats before.
Mm.
Not just our ones. He goes in FBD every once in a while.
Got you. Bless you, man. Good to see you, dude. Good to see you, man.
I wonder where he got
One
his
of
name.
which, where she was visited.
Dank.
Say again.
I wonder where he got his name. Dank.
Dank. Probably. I think I put in there much well and nobody got his name.
Yeah.
Dank.
It took a long name.
Yeah.
by aliens. Her experiences give her great insight into the nature of these beings and why they're here in the first place. She is now the host of the Raised and Redeemed podcast and a woman that I have a lot of respect for. So welcome in our guest and immerse yourself in the life story of Michaela Nikolenko.
Yeah, so right around the time that I left for college, my grandparents ended up passing away. My grandpa passed away around my senior year of high school. And then my grandma passed away when I was a freshman in college. And my dad had just gotten out of prison finally. Like, he was in prison.
If you do want to say something, shout, stop though. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
From 13 to 18 for me. And so my dad got out of prison. I go away to college. And I think that my grandparents finally just let go. Like, I think that they thought, okay, she's going to be okay now. You know, she made it to college. I got a full ride scholarship because I worked so hard in school because I knew that this would be my only.
Hey, Dan, you got a spanner, a wrench, since I know you, dude. All the decent ones get a spanner when they come in here. And most of my guys have got spanners in here. It's just I like everybody in blue. It might seem pointless, but at least everybody's the same. And I don't get much trolls. The missus usually deals with them. I say this so often that I know it off by heart. But if trolls do come in, you're armed. You're armed anyway. So bless you, man. Bless you, man. Nice one for turning up, dude. Hey, Angela, good to see you. Good to see you, Angela.
Only way out of my family situation, out of my town, out of everything. So I got the full ride, and like, they thought that I was okay, but truth is, like, I needed them still. Like, they were my rock. They were my accountability. They were my safe place, my home, like my only stable family. And so when they passed, this just sent me on a spiral of feeling like I was alone in the world. And the biggest thing that Satan always got me with was this like poverty and scarcity, and you're not going to have enough to survive, and it's not going to be okay. So I get to college.
Just pause a minute so you can hear Vicky snoring. Oh, it went loud for a second.
Oh, no.
One of them. I thought it was going to be a crescendo, but no.
Not quite.
And yes, my tuition's covered. My room and board is covered. But now I'm comparing myself to all of these like super wealthy girls, like the sorority girls. And I'm feeling so intimidated by this because all I ever wanted was love, going back to filling that love void. And now I'm thinking the thing I have to do to get the kind of love that I want is be like a girl like this. I have to have those kind of clothes, have that kind of makeup, drive.
I mean, she's only young. That guy's only young. One of the other testimonies I've seen was only a young dude that he was with a girl that got kind of demon possessed and was he was changed to the Lord by it, and he was on drugs and that, Molly and all that, and things kept happening to him that he thought he was having premonitions, like he's getting voices in his head saying, go out and drive in this car and stuff like that. There'll be a car outside waiting for you. Drive in this car. You will die, but you will either be resurrected forever, live forever, or you just take the chance of dying forever. But if you just stay now, you'll live forever, but then you'll be going to hell no matter what. So it was a chance of die. He definitely going to die, but he had a chance of living forever afterwards, or dying forever, or being non-existent, or he could just live his normal life and definitely go to hell. That's what the voices.
So it was like
the car was there. The car was there, and he stood in the garden, thinking about it for 5 minutes, and then somebody got out of the car, closed the door, and he said, bye-bye, walked away, and shut the car door and walked away. And that was it. Like, what? What on earth, man? So he was getting things like that happening to him. So, and he was a young guy, but there was another one, and it was an older guy in his 50s, maybe 60-year-old, and his mom was demonically possessed. And it just reminds you of the things you would see in Exorcist and stuff like that, breaking their teeth, stuff like that, strange noises, all that kind of stuff. Speaking in different languages, demonic tongues and that, in different voices, all that kind of stuff. The stereotypical kind of stuff you get with demonic possession. But it's all testimonies from this guy. Brilliant. No, I will be using them more.
Okay.
these kinds of cars. Like, this is going to be what gets me the love that I think I want at this point. So my next conclusion is the only thing that
Mike doesn't listen to his other personalities anymore. Don't blame you, man. I don't blame you. They just talk crap, dude. Liberal. Actually, they don't talk crap. They talk liberal.
they're
They're
gone woke.
Isn't that right? Who said it? If somebody said it. Sandpit. If Sandpit's still here.
I don't see him.
Yeah. No, I think they're gone. Just popped in. Same as that other one, Sepia. 3, 6, 9, 12, Reinhardt, get it in. And the CIA, Zion's Israel in the house want to kill me. I think it's people just taking the mic.
God bless them.
God bless them. Absolutely.
separates me from them is money. It's just money. So me and my roommate, we were both on the same scholarship program, and this scholarship program was for kids like us who did really well in school but just didn't stand a chance in the world. You know, first generation minority kind of kids. So her and I ended up talking each other into going to the strip club for the first time. And this was the summer before the official freshman year of college began. But for my scholarship program, I had to be there early. So I was there that summer. So we started stripping. But then when the semester started, I just wanted to be a normal college kid. Like, I wanted to go to the frat parties. I wanted to go to my classes and all these things. And some things had happened at the strip club as well, to where I stopped going. But now I had.
She was a stripper. I thought she was too young. I thought she was too young for that. Wow, she looks quite young.
This taste for money. So this is what led us into seeking out sugar daddies around my senior year of high school.
Oh, you've got to be as 18, is it? I've just knocked that back again.
Yeah. But I think now it's 21 because of alcohol.
Okay. Got ya.
So me and my roommate, we were both on the same scholarship program. I'm thinking the thing I have to do to get the kind of love that I want is be like a girl like this. I have to have those kind of clothes, have that kind of makeup, drive these kinds of cars. Like, this is going to be what gets me the love that I think I want at this point. So my next conclusion is the only thing that separates me from them is money. It's just money. So me and my roommate, we were both on the same scholarship program, and this scholarship program was for kids like us who did really well in school but just didn't stand a chance in the world. You know, first generation minority kind of kids.
Yeah, Mike, I'm just an hour behind you, man. I'm at 8:43.
Yeah, you should say hi to Angela.
Yeah, I did earlier. Hey, Angela, good to see you. Good to see you.
I didn't hear it.
Oh, you didn't see? I did see hi. I went swimming.
So her and I ended up talking each other into going to the strip club for the first time.
Yeah.
And this was the summer before the official freshman year of college began. But for my scholarship program, I had to be there early. So I was there that summer. So we started stripping. But then when the semester started, I just wanted to be a normal college kid. Like, I wanted to go to the frat parties. I wanted to go to my classes and all these things. And some things had happened at the strip club as well, to where I stopped going. But now I had this taste for money. So this is what led us into seeking out sugar daddies.
That's it. You get the taste for money and you think it's going to make you happy, and it's not. And you can't serve God and mammon.
True.
You know, and it's what it says. And if you love money, it's the love of not money is the root of all of evil. The love of money is the root of all evil, and that's it. You got the love of that money, you're never going to be happy, and it will be the root of all evil. You know.
True.
And we got the app Seeking Arrangements. And, you know, one of my friends who was a little bit more brave, she was the bold one of us.
Still young.
She was like, yeah, all I had to do was go to Chick-fil-A, and he gave me $100. And so this started planting the seed that, okay, this is even easier. Like, I don't have to work a whole shift at night. But before I knew it, I was in the most crazy situations, doing the craziest things for money as an 18-year-old that I never even imagined I'd be doing. So this led to more numbing and coping, and I was blackout drunk 3 to 4 days out of the whole week. But I still had straight A's. I'd always been a straight A student, so nobody saw that I was hurting or the fact that I was self-destructing at this time.
I have a question about the sugar daddies that you were involved with, because this is a consensual thing. You're on the app, you offer your services. Did you understand what you were doing, or were you just numb to?
That's it, mate. There's a love of money, booze, not a good combination. Not a good combination.
Definitely not.
And stripping, in a strip bar, I don't know. It might have been just been Hooters, I don't know. But probably not.
Well, now she could do like they're doing to me, that all the strippers text me and offer me deals online.
You've now got Hooters over here. I know they've got a Hooters in, is it Nottingham? Nottingham, which is about 30 miles away from here. But yeah, they've now got them over here.
I know a couple of girls I grew up with that did that for years.
I suppose it's the oldest profession. I don't mean stripping, but prostitution is the oldest profession. You know what I mean? Said, that technically, well, not like it's a legit profession, but you know what I mean. It's all people have been doing it since the dots. You know,
true.
Because it can be made. It's easy to make money off of that. You know, especially for a woman to make money off of it. Harder for a guy. But it's done just as much nowadays.
Well, Big Daddy Kane said pimping ain't easy, sir.
Yeah, pimping ain't easy. Ain't easy when you choose it.
Nope.
Cheetos.
To the point that you thought that this was normal and okay.
I think I was numb to the point that I thought this was normal and okay. And going back to the fact that I had been giving my body away for free since I was 12 years old. And so at this point, like, my purity, I already felt like was gone. So sex wasn't like, I didn't see it as a sacred thing. I saw it as a tool I could use to get what I needed. And so, yeah, I was pretty just numb to what I was doing at that point.
Okay. And that lasted for a little bit, but then it stopped. And at some point you went to serve to a church for a community service that you had to do. How did you end up there in the first place? Because there's a long story about how that happened, but can you give a little bit of context as to how you had to serve time in a church?
Yeah, that's a good question. So the Christmas break of my freshman year, so I only lived about one semester and one summer, just being super crazy party girl, doing any and everything. So that Christmas break, I ended up meeting somebody. And, you know, I really believe, like, however you, like, whatever the foundation of a relationship is, shows you what it's rooted in and how it's going to end up. So I started this relationship with this guy. It was based on sexual immorality and, you know, getting high and stuff like this. But I felt like he was the first guy to ever really care about me. And he was, you know, my age, but he would spoil me. Like, he would take me out to eat fancy dinners, would buy me whatever I wanted. And so for the first time, I was like, oh my gosh, like, I think this is what I was looking for. And I wanted to be better for him. So I wanted, you know, at this point, I'm like, I can't keep sleeping with sugar daddies and doing stuff like this. Like, I have to give this stuff up. So him and I
mean, I know she's pretty and all that, but she doesn't look like the type to be just sleeping around. Or she looks quite nice, like a nice girl. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, suburban neighborhoods do produce hookers, though, dude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course. I mean, you get high class ones. Of course you do. Of course you do.
I remember the first girl that I got out in the world. First girl I bumped into. Well, I wasn't looking for anything, but she told me she was a straight up escort. But if you looked at her, you thought that's just like an average girl walking down the street.
Exactly. You never know nowadays. Yeah, benzodiazepines, they're a killer, especially on booze. It's the combination of benzodiazepines and alcohol. It's stronger than heroin. It's stronger than heroin. I used to do it myself. I used to nick loads of Valium, loads of temazepam, lorazepam, clonazepam, anything with palm at the end. You know what I mean? They're all the benzos. You know what I mean? So
went down the benzene road.
Yeah, that in America, your brands are more like Xanax and all that.
Yeah,
you do have lorazepam. Your big one is Xanax, which is a benzo. You get it in a big tablet that you break off, don't you? Sort of thing. That's
when I was younger, I took Valium and it did the exact opposite.
What, it made you hyper?
Yeah.
Oh wow, man! No, do you know? Like
Co-
I used to just get chilled off of it, but nah, I took it in a while. But the last time I took it, I can't take it anymore. It just makes me forget everything. I loved the buzz off of it. I loved it, but it chilled me right out. But now I do stupid things on it that I don't remember. I hurt myself. I break bones and stuff when I do it. It's terrible. It's at one point it never used to affect me that much, and I was taking them that much it didn't affect me. But now, not now, but last time when I was taking them, and that's not a Freudian slip. It's just I'm trying to remember like the last time. It's been a while.
The other thing is
it was forget everything and doing stupid stuff and busting things up on my body and that. You know what I mean? Crazy.
You don't remember it either.
What's that?
You don't remember what you were doing, though. You said
No, you don't. And the next day you kind of remember bits, but it's like a fragmented dream. It's like a fragmented dream, yeah. And I think the last time I took them, it was a few years ago. It's after I got clean off heroin and crack and that. So it was a couple of years ago. Vicky didn't know what I was talking about at all on the phone. I mean, I couldn't even remember talking to her. I went missing for like 24 hours. You know what I mean? She was shit scared. Something had happened to me. I wasn't answering the phone or anything. And then I'd answered the phone. I'd lost my electric scooter. I'd gained a bike, but I'd lost my electric scooter. Yeah. I still had the charger for it, but no electric scooter. My tablet was under the sink. It was under the sink for some reason in the kitchen. Electronic tablet device. Things were I had toothpaste in the living room, just lying about, like I don't know, spread on the table or something. Things in the bathroom that shouldn't be there. I'm like, what the heck? Crazy.
It's like you went through a Pink Floyd episode.
It's like it's one of them that a drug you can't take anymore because it just messes you up, even though you like it. You know.
There's one other drug that does the same thing, like cocaine. Doesn't do anything to me.
It does. Yeah, you know, cocaine just makes me a little bit anxious. Now, I mean, I don't. When I took coke, I never got much of a buzz from it, unless it's turned into crack. I don't get much of a buzz from it. I just get palpitations and a little bit of a speedy rush. But I used to prefer amphetamines for that. Amphetamines made me feel a bit dirtier and all that after we sweating and all that kind of stuff. But it's cheaper and it was longer lasting. You know what I mean? Cocaine, you had to take in every 10 minutes or whatever. You know, it's very short.
Meth is another story. I was on that for 2 years straight. It was like a blur. It was.
I haven't tried methamphetamine. I've tried base. What we call it base is like putty. It's base amphetamine, which is just like it's like the powder but wet. It's like goo. It's like plastic. Like it's actually like putty. You know, like your old window putty that you used to put putty in before people used silicone. When they used to have wooden trims and that, you used to put putty. That kind of consistency. You know what I mean?
How do you take that?
If you dry it up, it'll turn into powder. But it's usually
how you do it. Okay.
It's usually wet. Yeah. No, we usually bomb it wet, or I used to inject it. So
it's like a speedball.
I injected from the age of 16. Nice. Right up until on and off, right up until 6 years ago.
You never weared your veins out though, did you?
Sorry? Did I wear my veins out? Yeah, I've got no veins. I've got no veins in my arms and that. I mean, I used to have big rope veins and stuff, but no, my main lines and that are gone. I ain't got no scar, little white scars here and there, but yeah, I've got no main lines in that. They don't pop out, look like a guy's do. No, they're all gone. I started going to my groin. It took me ages. I was even going to my neck first before I went to my groin, but it's more dangerous to go in your neck. But I was scared of going to my groin. But once I learned how to do it,
I know girls and guys that do in between their fingers and stuff.
Yeah, I've done it with my fingers. I've done it in little veins in my thumbs and that. I always managed to find a place, but it got to the point where I had to do it in my groin, and I ended up with a little hole in my groin, like a little bullet hole, sort of scar.
That's not good. Yeah.
No, of course not. But it's fine. It's all healed up now. Ends up looking like a little belly button. You know what I mean? Yeah, you can do either side, but I only did one side. It because you have to use a longer and thicker needle because you don't see the vein. You're going blind, but you're going blind. Once you get it once, you're always going to know where it's at. With your other
Shal
veins,
lives in the house.
your other veins you can see. You can't see that vein, but it's just a big vein. You have to be careful because it's next to a vein. It's next to an artery. It's intertwined with an artery and a nerve. Sorry, so it's called navy, Navy, nerve, artery, vein, and then you've got the Y shape of your groin. That's why it's called navy. That's how you learn it. So you're in. So you go to the. You miss the N, you miss the A, and you go to the V. So you're in between this. You kind of what you kind of do. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be saying this sort of stuff, but what you kind of do is you get two.
You already started.
You kind of test it. You get 2 to 3 fingers, kind of that way, like that, and you go to the side of your willy, side of your Johnson, and you just measure along 3 fingers along from your Johnson along the crease between your groin, between the crease of your hip and your leg, and measure three fingers along. And
That's how you get the vein.
Approximately that. Once you get it if you get blood and it's kind of pink, then you're in the artery. You don't inject. I mean, I have injected, and it just went kind of tingly for me. A lot of people get a lot of pain when they try doing it. And now you get stories saying, "Oh, the plunger shoots out and all that." It doesn't shoot out. It's rubbish. But if you get pink kind of blood, you don't do it. You're looking for darker blood. So then you go a little bit across. You know what I mean? But a few times I hit my artery, and it just gives you a lot of people kind of get a reaction with it. If they hit an artery and hit an artery in their arm or whatever, it kind of gives them a shooting. Or if you hit a nerve, it gives you a shooting. It just an immediate jet reaction from your arm. But that's enough talking about that anyway. Kind of go into the drug spot, but I don't do it anymore, obviously. And like I said, I was injecting on and off from the age of 16. I'm now 48, and I stopped it. I didn't use my groin until I was 40-year-old.
The only thing I've ever shot at was LSD. That was it.
What, you injected it?
Yeah.
You injected LSD. I do know somebody injected LSD. That's crazy, dude. I've never injected LSD.
It's quite a fast trip, dude. You go right, no wait.
I remember seeing someone injecting it. It's the same guy. Got me into injecting, and he was my sister's boyfriend at the time. He was a rocker, you know what I mean? Just come out of prison for attempted murder, long hair and that, and he injected it, and his head went straight down like that. And then he was tripping out straight away. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. And there's a faster way too. I'll tell you that.
Eyeballs.
Yep.
Put them on your eyeballs. Yeah, I know. I've never done that. I do know people that have done that, put vodka in their eyeballs and that. They think it gets them drunk out and stuff. Also, as well, I mean, there's a trick as well. If you can't get your veins and you don't smoke it, heroin stuff, and you're ill, really ill and rattling, and you can't get your veins, what you do is you put it in a syringe, you make it up as normal, but shove it up your butthole, and you just clench your butt cheeks for as long as you want, because there's a lot of blood. There's a lot of blood vessel endings and stuff in there, so you won't get a big buzz from it, but it will make you better. You know what I mean? Eventually, about 10 minutes, it'll make you better. As long as you don't let it run out your butthole. Obviously, you got to clench, and it's hard to clench when you're rattling. Anyway, that's enough of that talk. Let's get back to it. Sorry, guys. That's a little bit of my past and that. That's what I was into, but not anymore.
Now are getting into fast life things for money, selling things, stealing things, doing all kinds of things for money, because now we're a team. It's like Bonnie.
Those demand it back. You got to learn to do it. I always loved what drugs did to me. I wanted to be able to take drugs without the consequences, but you can't. You can't. There's always.
You got to pay the piper, dude.
Yeah, that's it. And even drugs that you don't get physically addicted to, there's still a price to pay. Still makes you do silly stuff, go to prison for, and you can become habitually addicted. Like I suppose I am with weed, but weed doesn't do this stuff to me that the other stuff did. It doesn't make me go out and steal for it. It doesn't make me do that. If I don't have it, I don't have it. There's nothing you can do. It doesn't make me do anything for it. When it was like the physical addiction, it did, you know. Right, I'm going to make another coffee. I'm going to let this play.
Kick it.
And Clyde, we're doing this stuff together now. And it was just a summer of chaos of
Summer of
lying,
love.
cheating, fights, being drunk, getting high, stealing, just a crazy summer. And one day I decided to go to the mall. I'd been shoplifting since I was in middle school, and I had never gotten in trouble. But now I'm 18 years old. So I go to the mall, and I go to one of our favorite stores that we would shoplift from. And it's so stupid because I stole like 5 Vineyard Vines t-shirts. Because this is what was popular. This is what the frat boys wore, what the sorority girls would wear home of the frat boys. Like, this is what, the in crowd had. And they were too expensive for me. So I wanted to still have them though. And so I shoved them in my bag and I buy one thing because I thought it looked less suspicious if you buy at least one thing. And as I'm walking out of the store, some guy comes running after me and tells me to stop. And I think he was like loss prevention or something. So next thing I know, I'm in the office at the back of Von Mar at this mall in Indiana. And this guy is telling me that they've been building a case on me and my boyfriend. And he's like, if you would tell me his name and admit to the other things that you've taken with him, it won't be so bad for you. You'll get less time and like less of a punishment. And at this point, I'm like, ride or die. I'm like, I'm not telling them nothing. So I end up leaving the mall this day in handcuffs. And at this point, like, this was like a beyond scared straight moment for me, where the only thing I ever had going for me in life was this scholarship program. So I'm panicking that like I'm going to lose everything. So I'm staying with my aunt for a couple weeks back in Indiana, my hometown where I graduated high school. And I remember laying in the pool this day, and I had just found out that he was cheating on me again. Like, I just took charges. Like, I didn't rat him out to the cops. I find out he's cheating on me again. None of my friends had made any effort to visit me all summer. I realized all I had was like these party girlfriends. I hated what I was studying in school because, once again, I was studying just what I thought would make me money, not even what I was happy doing. My family had tried to visit me numerous times at college, but I would get so blackout drunk, I would ruin the visits. So my relationship with my family was bad. I might be losing my scholarship. Basically, like, I was just feeling the weight of the hole that I had dug for myself and of my life. And so I'm laying in this pool looking up at the sky. And this is the first time I felt God talk to me. And all I heard him say was, let me help you. Just let me help you. And I knew it was God speaking this to me because my life was a mess. Like, everything was chaos. My thoughts were chaos. And just this voice of peace and security and comfort just came into my head, basically, and was like, let me help you. And I knew it was God. I just knew it was God. So I started watching church online, and all these sermons were like exactly what I needed to hear. And so this is,
I think when you know it's God, you do know it's God. By the Holy Spirit, you know it's God, without doubt. Because I certainly knew it was the devil when I heard him speak. Didn't hear God talk audibly. Had the devil speak audibly, or a demon. But I certainly knew it was evil. And that gave me more faith in God by hearing the devil speak. Awful. Awful was.
is where I ended.
Said to me, I was asking God to come into life. And he was saying, you're too late, go and jump. As in, go commit harikari. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's down and low.
Absolutely. That's what he told me to do. I'm too late. He said, I'm too late. I can't be saved, basically. Go and jump. Might as well jump.
How high were you?
about 13 foot from the floor. But it's basically, it's a saying, isn't it? Go and jump, take a long jump off a short pier, or take a long jump off a short high building, that type of thing.
No hope for you, PJ. No.
Yeah. I might have hurt my ankle or something. But yeah, I know from the point I was at, But I got the idea. You know what I mean?
I get the metaphor.
Go and do something about it. You have to get through those times, and when you think it gets worse, your head gets knocked on the concrete, and God reminds you. Exactly, absolutely, mate. Without a doubt. And I mean, by hearing that voice, it gave me more. It's when I was 19. I'm 19, that was. I heard that. That'll give me more faith in God. Not that I followed properly from that point, but that's when I was dabbling with Christianity, and that's when I certainly knew. I mean, I had no problem believing in God before that. That's when I knew when I knew for sure that there was definitely a God, because the devil or a demon spoke to me in an audible voice. But I've heard God talk, never audibly, but I've heard him talk. In fact,
Wait.
go on. Oh, there's something go on. He like went away. You started saying something, then you did flick.
Who, me?
Yeah, you started saying something, then you phased out.
I say, you know when God speaks to you because it's in your heart.
Right. Okay. You went out there. You went backstage after that. I had to let you back in.
I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Weird.
Ended up doing my community service was this church that I had been watching online. And I remember encountering the pastor and like just feeling the Holy Spirit in this man. Like now for the first.
It does, Mike. Sometimes it takes a long time. Some people don't get saved till they're 70. It doesn't. I mean, it's better to get it done when you're young, obviously. But if 70 is as good as an age as any, get saved at whatever age you're at now. Do it. You know what I mean?
Time I'm encountering Christians who actually do have the fruits of the Spirit, and do have the Holy Spirit. And I was seeing like a taste of God and like feeling that he was good. And this charge got expunged off my record. And this was the start of my faith, of knowing that God is with me and he helped me get through this. And I need God, and I'm broken, and I need healing, and I've done terrible things. So this was like one of the first pivotal moments in my life, and realizing I needed God, but I just wasn't sure about Jesus at first. So that would lead into the next part of the mess.
Yeah, when I first started believing God, the Jesus thing, I knew in God, but I believed in God, but I'd heard about Jesus, knew what Jesus was, meant to be the savior and all that, but didn't understand it, didn't really know about Jesus. But I had no problem believing God. Didn't know Jesus was God at the time, you know what I mean, and all that kind of stuff. Obviously came to know that when I was a teenager, but when I first started to get the realizing when I was a kid and didn't have a problem with believing in a God, I had no idea who Jesus was, and no idea that he was God. That he is God. Not was, is.
Yes.
Right, because you went to church, but you weren't a believer, even though you went to church. And it's kind of at that time that you also started hating Christianity. So it's kind of a weird mix where you get pulled towards it, but you also get pulled away from it. Yeah. And I don't know how long it took for that to happen, but you did start engaging in a lot of New Age practices because, like you just mentioned, you were looking for healing. And you looked for healing in these places. So can you explain how you went to being interested in the church to being completely disgusted by it?
Yeah. So a lot of universities, a lot of public universities are very, I'll just say like anti-God and super liberal. And so I went to Indiana University, a Big Ten university, and feminism was really big at this point. So everybody was really radical about this. And I remember I was working as a librarian too, or like a librarian assistant at this point, and I came across this book called Feminist Perspectives on History, Philosophy, Epistemology, everything. And I was like, oh my gosh, all we've been hearing is the man's perspective on everything. And this led me to rejecting the patriarchy, everything Western civilization. I just started distrusting everything. And this eventually led to me rejecting the church as well, because I was like, this is just an extension of the patriarchy and, male dominion. I didn't believe in the Bible. And it's crazy because I had been reading the Bible at that point.
There was a lot of people struggle with that, thinking that the Bible's misogynistic. Because women are treated in the Old Testament. That's not God. That's men treat women like that, not God.
That's backwards from what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Yeah. They're a partnership. Absolute, complete partnership. Equal in all ways. You know what I mean? Just different roles.
Yeah. It's nature of things, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And like God was starting to speak to me, and I even signed up to go on a mission trip. But now I was like, okay, I know God is real, but I don't think he's the Christian God. I think the whole Christian, ideology is a form of, masculine dominance.
But the God that we think of as kids to do with Jesus and all that, not knowing that Jesus is God. I've never had a problem thinking our God was real God. I've never had a thought in my head that Allah could be God, or Buddha could be God, or the Hindu gods could be God, or the Nordic gods were gods, or the Greek gods were actually gods. You know, I've had no problem believing our God, Elohim, you know what I mean, is God.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think she's confusing politics with Christianity.
Oh, no, yeah, that as well. I mean, it's understandable.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you know,
Yeah.
a lot of politics in it.
Yeah, well, Christ didn't hang out with the pious neither. So
No, he did not hang out with the religious. Not at all. Not at all. He hung out with the unruly. I mean,
yeah.
the maimed, the hot,
the
the
prostitutes and drug dealers. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
The people he's supposed to reach.
People that needed him. And
Yeah.
people that were righteous, well, if they were righteous, they don't need him, do they? You know?
He was against those the Pharisees and the Sadducees, no doubt about it.
Think about them praying with their religious prayers in the streets. They've already got the rewards because man's already sitting there listening to the wonderful prayers that are hitting a brass ceiling because God ain't listening to that crap, you know?
Nope.
Because it's not from the heart. And it's from the heart of deceit, not from the heart.
Only those people who
And
actually see they need them.
Aye, absolutely, bro.
Patriarchal suppression. So I started to hate the Christian way of pursuing God, and so I got more into like Hindu ways, and this is what led me into yoga and thinking I would heal through yoga and veganism.
Oh no.
And really, like, the New Age is so similar to Hinduism. They're really like basically one and the same ideology wise. And next thing I know, I'm getting into the idea of like ancient alien origins and just all these
Hey Barbara, good to see you. Good to see you.
Hey Barb.
Glad you could make it.
Gnostic beliefs about.
I'm joining the watch party. Testimony on it's a new channel I found called Almost False. Young guy interviewing her. It's his channel. But it's all testimonies he does. And this is testimony of a lady. She used to be a stripper and all that. A little bit into drugs. Seen aliens. We haven't got to the aliens bit. We know what they are, but we'll get to that.
And I think the monster's out too, by the way.
Hey Daniel, good to see you, bro. Good to see you. See, it only took him an hour and 7 minutes to start coming in.
Yeah.
We did wait 10 minutes and then we started playing. We did a few videos and started playing this one. But to be honest, we're only 13 minutes in this one, and 13 minutes in, and it's got it's an hour and 6 minutes long. So you haven't missed too much.
Our creation and our existence, and thinking now like I'm going to heal myself. And so this is the New Age practices just got to be a bigger focal point in my life than God even at this point.
Here's the interesting part, because you heard God's voice and he said, let me help you. And what you did instead is you said, no, I will help myself. And
yeah,
wow. God that says, let me help you. It's cool. I can help myself. Pride in that,
No, this guy.
And people, you don't realize that at the time. You might think, no, I'm just doing it differently. But that's pure pride. That's proud. Pure pride.
The guy that's doing the hosting, he kind of reminds me of a meerkat.
He's obviously a skinny dude.
Yeah,
he's obviously a skinny dude. You can tell by his neck. But he's a sound guy. He's obviously a youngster, but I mean, you don't see much of him in the interviews. He edges the interview on a bit, the testimony a bit with a few questions, but he kind of leaves him to it. But he does direct it a little bit here and there. And like he says, he had to edit out a lot because it was a lot in the testimony. So he edited out a fair bit, and it's still an hour and 6 long. So, but like I said, I'll use them more often. This is the third one I've seen. First one I've shared with you guys, but the first two was demonic possession ones. Brilliant testimonies, scary ones, but brilliant. You know.
Got into everything, interested in everything except Christianity. And one of the things that you got interested in that I think is,
while I'm playing, I'll go and get his link, and I'll get the link for this video. This is on video file, so I'll go to my watch the list, and I'll give you a link for this video. So you can
what's his name again?
It's called I don't know his name, but his channel's called Almost False.
Almost.
I'll go get it. Yeah.
Is interesting and doesn't get a lot of attention is sex magic. What is that? And can you explain the practices that you were doing at this point in your life?
Yeah, so it would take a little bit.
Was it Blood, Sugar, and Sex Magic?
Yeah, actually, I had that album out on Ryan's
Did you?
channel.
Yeah.
He
I do
started
like.
with
I obviously don't like the title anymore, but I did like Red Hot Chili
Well,
Peppers.
they were talking about the power of equality. There's a song on there called "The Power of Equality."
Got ya. Right, here we go. Hold on. Alright, where's he? This one. There we go. Yeah. Copy. There we go. Sorted. So there's the link in here for this video. So if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe through that.
Ooh.
Thanks,
nice.
guys.
Longer for me to get into the depths that were sex magic, but it started, one door opens the next. And so I was now in.
Well, that's the thing, Mike. You've got power over demons in Jesus' name. You haven't got power over humans. The demons you can deal with. It's the humans you can't. You have to leave the humans to God. But the demons you can deal with by the Holy Spirit, obviously. But,
Yeah, Mike's hearing no evil, seeing no evil, and speaking no evil.
That's the one. Yeah. I love it.
Ending my sophomore year of college and believing God isn't real, but the universe is real. Like now the universe is my God. So I ended up moving to Arizona to be with this boyfriend, and this yoga school that I had been looking at online is right down the road from me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, the universe brought me here. Like I'm meant to go to this school. So it was at this yoga school that tarot cards got presented to me for the first time, now in this new, sparkly, alluring way. And
No, I'm not into them.
You wouldn't do it?
I've never done them. I've seen them being done. It's just that I don't like the pictures on them. I mean, I know if you get the death card, it doesn't automatically mean that you're going to die and stuff like that. It could mean the death of a situation, that kind of stuff. But it's dabbling with stuff that's not God's force. God's power, not God's force. God's power.
So you don't like the gypsies? Me neither.
No, I don't like how they try and force heather on you and stuff like that. They go around the streets here and they try and force a little bit of heather with tinfoil around it. So I'll give and hold and give it to you and hold your hand out for money and then pester you for money. Like, no, I didn't want this in the first place. Take it back. I don't want it. It's superstition. It's not based on anything I believe. I've got faith in. It's not good. So, and I will not. I'll give you money, but I'm not giving you money for that heather. You know what I mean? I'll give you a few quid, but I'm not giving you money for that heather. I don't want anything to do with it,
I was like, oh yeah, that could be a cool way to connect with.
Fun.
See the way you spelled gypsy?
Yeah. I like it. Dude. I like it. Gypsy.
God and your spirit guides and the universe and all these things. A lot of people in these spaces did, like the other classes at this school were like Reiki, angel healing, shamanism, meditation classes. Right. So all these people were kind of dabbling in all these classes. So I'm getting exposed to all these ideas and essentially teachings from fallen angels. And white witchcraft was also a thing. I made a friend here. She was my first friend, and she would go to these
white witchcraft, black witchcraft. It doesn't.
What's the difference?
I know white witchcraft and black witchcraft. There's a difference. In white witchcraft, people think they're doing good. They are trying to do good, but they're dabbling with forces. It's not of God.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I always asked that question: which craft are you talking about?
Nice. I did just like that movie though, because the craft.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Craft circles, and I saw it as a good thing. I saw it as fellow broken people who, were kind of rebels of the system and weren't going to be subservient to the patriarchy, but they too wanted to heal and find freedom and all these things. So it was like we would meet in these witchcraft circles and we would be focused on healing ourselves, healing the collective, healing together. So I didn't think any of it was bad. I didn't realize that these were teachings from demons.
Exactly, Mike. It's just using forces. It's not of God, you know. It's not.
Yeah. And I wanted to say
It's sanctified.
that's just liberal in my book. If you're gonna try
It's just
anything,
liberal.
yeah, I'm gonna try to make it work, man.
Yeah, that's it. It's all energy. It's all energy. I don't like people who say God is energy. No, God created an energy. He's not energy itself. Might be energy to him, but he's God. He's not energy.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
any
he
of
made
these
it.
things.
He certainly
this-
made it. See? Not without a doubt. Certainly made it. But
I can't wait to get a hold
because
of
energy
Ra.
can't die. It doesn't die. It just transforms, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It doesn't die.
I want to see Flat's debate on and Ra. I want to get him in a real
I
debate.
hate the guy. I mean, and I shouldn't say I hate him because I don't hate anybody. I dislike him a lot.
I don't know. I don't know what he is, dude.
Aaron Ra.
Yeah.
I don't know. He was a black belt. I'd say I would say he because even Anton LaVey he's described as an atheist. You know what I mean? He didn't believe there was a Satan. It was just an ideology for him, and it ended up being about his glorification. I mean, I don't understand Satanists that don't believe in Satan. It's an ideology. Then who are you cutting your ear off to? Who are you doing these sacrifices and rituals to then?
Yeah.
You know, it's silly. It's silly.
I got a bad story though. You want to hear it? It's kind of along that lines.
It's kind of what you go for it. Go for it.
Yeah. My dad was a prison chaplain in Charlotte at a place called Camp Green.
Oh, was your chaplain? Was your dad a fast guy?
Yeah, later on after he got done with all
fair play. That's good, man. That's good.
Yeah, well, he had a guy named I think it's Ricky. There's an inmate in there. He read the Deuteronomy where it says, "If any part of your body offends you, cut it off and cast it away from you." You know what he did? Think about it. What's the worst thing?
He didn't cut off his Johnson.
He did. Whacked it off, threw it over the gate. Yeah,
dude, please.
Yeah, that was bad, dude.
Oh,
I got to meet him after the fact too.
Did he get it sewn back on?
I never asked. I was like 12.
Imagine living without that though.
It'd be hard, dude.
It'd be awful.
You'd be like Brenda.
Brenda tried to get in to mine last night in my stream last night.
Yeah, I know.
Couldn't believe it. No way. First time Brenda's tried to get into mine, I think. First time. But never said anything cheeky in the private chat. Just said
maybe he came by to apologize for the porn.
Oh yeah, of course. Of course. The porn that wasn't Brenda.
Yeah, he didn't send. Yeah.
He didn't send. He didn't do it.
Yeah.
He definitely didn't do it. Got to believe him because he definitely said he definitely didn't do it.
You heard what I said about I'm gonna get a cat and I'm gonna name it Brenda.
Aye.
Why not?
Why not?
Well, I'm gonna do some white Whitcraft. I'm gonna get a cat.
One time, the main yoga teacher of my program was this super like I don't even know how to explain this lady. Like she's like the next level, like the kind of guru that you would see like get famous and be on big stages for teaching these things and leading empowerment for women and stuff like this. And at this point, I'm just like this broken, acne-faced, insecure girl who's trying to find her healing, trying to find her power. And so I look at this lady like, oh my gosh, like I want to be just like her. And her teachings were actually so radical that she got kicked out of being a...
There's always an influencer involved. Always an influencer.
And a subject expert.
And the betrayal. And the betrayal.
Mm-hmm. Watch your back.
Yeah, watch your back. Don't stand in the little crack. Be superstitious.
You don't have to be superstitious. Just with it. Yeah.
I bet you can't step in a crack in the road and all that. It's just
okay.
You can't split a lamppost. You know, like a light. Do you have that one in the States? You can't split a lamppost. No, your lights. You can't split it. If you're walking with your mate, one goes one side of the lamppost, one goes the other. You got to come back round and take them back round the other side. It's just stupid. What did they do before there was lampposts? What did
I don't know. Walk around
lampposts have always been a thing, you know.
No. And neither is Narnia, but anyway.
Chilling. Good to see you, bro.
We were talking about you earlier.
Yeah, we was just chatting about you earlier, dude. Just my 2 cents. Even though I'd been attacked several times by a demonic entity. It took Effie to realize for certain that there's a creator. Fair play, dude. Fair play. That's
Nice.
fair. That's fair enough. Fair enough, dude. Good to see you, man. Thanks for turning up, bro. It's just
No,
like I say, it took everybody just an hour and a bit to get you.
There's one more thing I want to say. My grandmother's children, she like that too. And we go out, if we go around anything, she'd make me do the same damn crap.
Oh,
Every
like,
little thing. Yeah.
right, like if they see it, like my mum used to do this thing as well. If she seen a house walking past with a dead person, she had to stop and kind of bow her head and stay silent for a bit until it went past. I don't know if it was a sign of respect or some kind of superstition. I'm not sure. Probably respect, but it still comes under superstition, I think.
Yeah. And when the black cat changes colors, I'll let you know.
Well, chilling. It definitely brings you to creation, but if it doesn't bring you to Jesus, then there's no point. You know, it's just knowledge. Then, you know.
From the program, from the yoga program, but she began her own programs for healing. And I'm not going to say exactly what her business is called, but it was based on ISTA. And ISTA is a program, I don't know if I'd call it a program, but it stands for International School of Temple Arts. And they go all around the world. They have these conferences in different places. Like I think they've had them in like Iceland, and they've had them in Phoenix, Arizona. They have them all over. And it's all these people who come together and basically do sex magic. And you don't call it that though. Like you look at it as an inner
That's
healing,
funny.
inner empowerment, feminine empowerment, learning intimacy building, learning to speak your desires, fears, and boundaries. But she began replicating these bigger events into a smaller scale in Phoenix, Arizona. And so I began to be really involved with this, even to the point where I was like a coach.
What's going on here? Is this a yin and yang thing going on? Like, like he
Oh
needs
yeah.
to be, he
I
needs
see
to
it.
be in white. He needs to be in white, actually, not her.
Yeah. Did you read Barb's comment? My ex told
Yes,
me.
yes, I put it up on screen. Yeah,
That's funny.
I put it up again.
I gotta remember that line now.
What this one? Morning again, chilling.
No.
Oh, which
No,
one? Sorry.
My ex told me he'd watch my back. He liked the view.
Who said that?
Barbara. Go up.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm looking at the wrong place.
That's funny.
My ex told me he'd watch my back. He liked it. I used to quote what it said in Face Off. I hate to watch you go, but I love to watch you leave.
Nice.
Yeah, it says that in Nicolas Cage says in Face Off, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, that's a good movie though.
Oh, it is a good movie.
Who played opposite?
Facilitator with.
Who played what?
The opposite from next.
John Travolta.
Yeah, Travolta. Yeah.
Travolta.
With her, I was on her website, and it was all these rituals, like these, like death rituals, yoni painting, which is like painting your, and printing it on paper, and this is a part of healing.
Nice chilling. Rest beds. All good. That's all right. You listen to what you do. You keep your ears open, Gaji.
You're feminine, and soul gazing, where you're looking into the eyes of another person to see their soul and to heal yourself. And it was like basically women who are naked all weekend doing these rituals, trying to find healing, and not realizing once again that like this is really demons capitalizing on our vulnerabilities and coming in through our traumas and just making things worse. Like we think that these things are going to heal us, but the only solution that you're given is at the next workshop, ayahuasca, some kind of drug, or this guru, or the universe, or even worse and more scary is yourself, that you yourself are going to heal yourself. And it's just this weight that you feel to evolve and heal. And sex magic is really just a part of that.
Barbara says, about chilling, cutting things up. Want some help chilling? I'm good at cutting things up. Yeah, that's it. Our first husband's still in the freezer.
I was thinking of her bag of dicks, dude.
Oh yeah, that is good. I'm sorry, Barbara. I was only messing. Ooh, itchy. I've got an itchy ankle. Ooh.
It's to explain more specifically, like what that is, it started with these breath works together where we would sit with each other, like kind of in crisscross applesauce, and you would wrap your legs around the other person and you would come heart to heart and you would hug and you would breathe as you're lifting.
I know that, Barbara. I know that.
The energy up. And so you're moving your body, lifting up what they would call the Kundalini energy, and you're moving it through the chakras. So going back into the Hinduism is you're bringing this energy up from the base chakra.
You never see him that does this chakra stuff and all that. They start twitching out and flailing about on the floor and making noises like Pentecostal Christians do.
Maybe it's the same thing.
Same thing. Kundalini spirit's been brought into the church, into our churches, without a doubt. Like that.
You know, it all comes from Babylon, right?
I used to pray for these things to happen to me because I thought it was normal. But now I know that God was protecting me from it. It never ever happened to me. I remember falling on my butt once to satisfy the pastor because he kept tipping to fall me over, to push me over, to make me go. And I kept tipping me. I'm like, oh, for goodness sake, man. He's not going to stop, is he? It's not happening. I believe it could happen. It just didn't happen to me. And now it did, obviously.
Did you go to Benny Hinn's church, maybe?
Oh, what the hell, man. Yeah, he knocked me over with his jacket.
Poof.
Blew on me and I fell down. Yeah.
Jesus.
Steve Hill, and he did Teen Challenge the same as me. He used to go around, he's dead now though. He used to go around with some he did the Brownsville kind of revival thing. He's from Pensacola, I think. Or is it
Florida?
Yeah, I think so, something like that. I don't know. He used to come next to you and pretend to fire a machine gun, and people were like, oh, and falling. I'm like, come on, dude. And he'd go like, what's this one? Like a cowboy, you know what I mean? And put them back in the holsters and everything, and they're like, I'm like, dude, this is either demonic or they're just acting, these guys. I mean, and the people I seen doing it, like one of mine was my friend, so he wasn't faking it, so it was happening to him. You know what I mean? Because he was my friend. I was in rehab with him. There's no way he was faking it. I'm like, he was the one getting shot. I'm like, what the heck? And it never happened to me. And I'm like, I want this to happen. Now I know God was protecting me. You know, He didn't want it to happen to me.
Absolutely.
Like that.
Exactly.
All the way out the crown of your head, and you're trying to manifest, you're trying to heal, you're trying to open your chakras. But then it gets darker from there because it starts with just breath and clothes on, or light clothes, and next thing I know, it's full on what she would call womb healing, where these women are like fingering each other basically and calling it womb healing.
What?
Yeah.
Womb healing. Wow. Fingering each other and womb healing. Is that what she said?
Yeah, it's
like in that kind of way, like kind of masturbation.
Yeah, it's just like they're jerking each other off, so they call it womb healing. Yeah,
crazy.
Weird. Yeah.
Barbara says that Kundalini spirit is all from Satan. New-Age appeals to people's egos, telling them their special gifts, goddesses, stars, seeds, etc. Absolutely, they do. It's all ego. Like you can heal yourself. That it's all within you. God is in you. You are God. That's the thing.
There's only one way.
And so just like these darker, crazier things are happening, and I'm thinking it's in the name of healing, but deep inside too, my intuition is kind of going off. Like I don't want, like I was just hoping like I'm not the example, or to be paired with her to do this sort of thing. Somebody else can do that. Like I don't need womb healing, like my red flags are going off.
Well, that's what I was going to ask too, because anyone with a sane mind looks at this and this is totally crazy nonsense. But you were so, I guess, brainwashed that part of you thought that this was okay. And I guess your red flags came up at that point, which I would say is probably a little too late already.
Too late.
I'm just very confused as to how people can truly think that this is good, because this is just perversion under the guise of healing.
Yeah.
But here's the other
perversions.
Yeah.
Best word for it, an inversion, perversion.
So it wouldn't another name for like a yoga guru is like a pimp.
Maybe a yogi.
Yeah.
Pimp.
Yeah. They're getting
Yogi
paid
pimp.
too. They
Yogi
charge for
bear.
those they charge for those classes and those sessions too. They get paid for it.
Aye. Gosh. Gosh.
It's like going to church.
Aye. Aye. And tithing in church is not biblical. Don't get what anybody says.
No, that came from the Pharisees and the Sadducees. They're the
Yeah,
ones that
so
demanded.
tithing was a thing where people came together and shared the food,
Yeah,
the harvest.
and help people out in the
And
neighborhoods,
help
man.
people out. Yes, exactly. It wasn't about giving 10% to the church. That they use the King Melchizedek for that. That when was it Abraham gave King Melchizedek? Was it King Melchizedek? Gave him 10% of his stuff. So and they use that for 10% of your wages for tithing.
That's where they set the standard.
Yeah, so they set the standard. Exactly. I think it is. It's Melchizedek. He was a good king, but not mentioned. Oh no, Josiah was a good king. Melchizedek, I'm not too sure about how good he was. I think he was. I don't think he was bad. But
You're talking about yourself, right?
Yeah, Josiah. Yeah,
Good
it's,
king.
what my middle name Joe is short for, Josiah.
Yeah.
I wasn't named that, but it was after my granddad, who was named Josiah. So I think.
Well, that's where he got it from too. So
Yeah, absolutely. He was called Josiah, my granddad. My dad said he didn't want to call me a biblical name. My mum wanted to call me Josiah, and my dad said, "No, I don't want. I don't want to be called a biblical name. So call me Paul."
Yeah, but Paul's a biblical
Paul's a
name.
biblical name.
Good guy. He shot himself in the foot, didn't he?
Yeah, well, it was my sisters that kind of called me, older sisters. But my dad said I don't want a biblical name, and obviously my sisters didn't realise it's biblical because you just hear Paul and you think a British name, you know, or American name.
That's society. They don't read the Bible.
Yeah, that's it. So I got two biblical names and a Scottish surname, obviously, which is displayed on my tartan, which is Stuart of Athol, and my coat of arms. I got in the top right corner of my screen, pals.
I have my coat of arms somewhere. I gotta find it, but it's nautical.
Ah, nautical, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a Leadwell.
Okay, Leadwell. It's not a very good word for being nautical. Lead. You don't want it to be sinking.
No, but it's not spelled like lead.
I know it's not.
Yeah.
I
think it's shortened over the years because just people got lazy with it.
Oh, cool! I can do PG's anagrams now. Go for it. Paul Joe Cruikshank. It's hyphenated. I'll give it. My name is like. I'll type it in chat. How my name is. I haven't got a middle name. It's a double barrel first name. Hence PJ. Hence PJ.
I want to see it.
It hasn't got an E on it. It's just Geo.
Yeah. I'm a Roger Michael Leadwell.
Yeah. That's how it's.
If I had a boy, I would have a third, and I would be the second. But I'm a junior.
Aye.
I bet I had girls.
I've had one girl, one boy. So, not personally, but I am the father of.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking that.
No, wouldn't be a nice
Since so many people are duped into it, my thought is there must be something happening there. It can't just be like nothing. Because if nothing happened, nobody would go. So was there something tangible that you experienced there? And how did that start? And how did that transition later?
You know, that's a good question. I feel like the main thing that I was experiencing was what I thought was empowerment. I thought, the more empowered I felt,
Hey, PJ.
the more I felt like I was healing from these
There's something going on, like about every fifth frame, you'll see like a streak come across it. Maybe it's my phone. I don't know. On the feed, it's like the video. You'll watch it if you pay attention. Every once in a while, something will flash across it. Like there's something they're hiding in the track.
Or maybe, I don't know, but I've noticed the past couple of videos, there's a slight, if you look on the YouTube site, there's a slight line at the top. Maybe it's when I share through the video file, you get a slight line at the top, or maybe it's how it's being copied, I don't know. But you get a
This
slight
is this.
line at the top, but it's not the part of the rest of it. But I don't
Yeah,
see
but
that other thing you're on about. I'll check.
yeah, this thing's going all the way over the screen. It's like squiggles.
Maybe it's just
Flash
not
on.
yours. It's not,
Child traumas of being, because like when I was young, I was very shy, very insecure, very quiet. I had to be intoxicated to talk to boys or people or go in public places. Like that used to be my crutch. And so the more I found this empowerment inside, I thought that I was healing from my childhood traumas. But really, it's like this spiritual.
If anybody in chat says anything, let me know what they're on about. Roger's on about.
It hasn't come back up yet. So
I am Barbara Lee because Anne would have been my. Oh, I put it up first. Play the next round when I can put it back. I'm Barbara Lee, because Anne would have made my initials spell bad as my birth name was dogs.
Yeah, Barbara Ann is.
Yes, got it.
That's Southern. That's all.
It was changed to Force at 2. And it is may the Force be with you.
That's good.
Nice. I like it. I
gotta tell you one thing. This girl couldn't get more white than anybody I've met.
This girl,
yeah, she's quite the cracker.
I'm white, dude. I'm pale. I'm not even white. I'm pale blue.
Oh, it's an American thing, dude. Nothing to do with the.
Oh right, nothing to do with the color of your skin, right? Well, you
No.
mean she seems quite pure.
Yeah, she's like she's never lived in a white neighborhood. Yeah.
Yeah, I get you. You think she lived in a white picket fence house? You know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's like that perfect American girl.
I get you.
Pride of Satan and of his demons that are coming in and giving you this false sense of self. So that's what I noticed. And the big thing too is that these practices are what led me into the strip club round 2. Because I thought this is going to be a continuation of my healing and of my empowerment and of the goddess rising inside of me. And so all of these practices really desensitized me to sex work and thinking that this was like noble work and sacred prostitution. I was thinking like this was like a sacred thing and that you help men heal by breathing with them and being intimate with them and like soul gazing with them and teaching them about their astrological charts and their emotions. And so now I'm thinking I'm going to go back into the strip club round 2 this time, as a part of continuing to heal myself and empower myself, and B, as a part of helping heal the collective, because these men need this kind of healing too. So I was so brainwashed by the devil, and I didn't realize I was selling.
That we were all brainwashed in some ways. Some more than others, but we were all in bondage. We were all brainwashed. And sometimes I think to myself, and when people say you come to Christianity, they then say, you've just become brainwashed, by them Christian lot, with them Bible thumpers and that. You're real. Then I think to myself, my brain needed washing. My brain needed washing,
Read the last 2 Barb's comments. They're funny. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, I read that. I read bet she never met a cockroach either. Gullible much.
Yeah.
Seems this girl was very lost. Absolutely. Yeah. She probably still is down. She's not. I mean, she's not. She's probably come to Christ, but she's not completely at the other side yet. You know what I mean? She's still young. She's still young. None of us are at the other side. That's for sure.
No.
Not till we are. Not till we are.
I was thinking that going back into the strip club would be the worst idea you could ever think of after you went through all that. But she's going to go save mankind now.
Yeah.
She's on a mission. All right. Here we go.
Here we go.
Myself.
We haven't got to the aliens yet.
No.
But shortly after I got back into the strip club, I did start numbing and coping with alcohol and hard drugs again. Hard drugs as in like cocaine and like hitting the bong, stuff like that. Like I never did meth.
No. I'm sorry, hitting the bong is not hard drugs. Cocaine, yes. Hitting the bong, no. Sorry, I disagree with you there, Michelle. I think it's Michelle.
Or heroin or anything like this, but it's just crazy how much deception I was in to think like this is what I was really doing. But at the same time, I'm numbing and coping again to just live with myself and the things that I was now doing for money again.
Right. So what happened is you went into these healing sessions, and that made you feel like being a stripper and essentially selling your body was a noble thing, which anyone that has a normal brain would understand that it's totally the opposite of that. But also, you mentioned that you were into the New Age a lot. You experimented with mushrooms before that and after, but something that happened is you would have these experiences.
Sorry, not Michelle. Her name's Michaela.
Michaela.
Michaela, yeah. It's spelled like Michael, but with a A at the end. Michael, yeah, Michaela.
I've never seen that. That's the first
Experiences
Michaela
while
I've met.
you were on trip.
Sorry?
That would be the first time I've heard the name.
Oh, no, I've heard of a few Michaelas. I know a few Michaelas over here.
Oh, you got one on
And
me?
you would
Not one on me, but no, I know a few.
see these beings. Can you explain what you would see, how it would feel, and essentially what you realized these things were?
Yeah. So I'll say too is going back, like you said something that I think was really important that people with a normal brain would realize. I think that's why people with such trauma are such prime candidates for falling into the New Age and sex work.
What did she say?
Basically, it's a nutshell, or should I say nuts?
And all these things is because the devil knows. He knows what our vulnerabilities are, what our pains are, how to manipulate us. And so, yeah, it is true that a lot of times it's those trauma and things that lead us into those places. And when you are an abuse survivor as well, you're so used to your red flags and your intuition being like, you have to numb them to survive in a situation like that. So I had not learned to trust the voice of my intuition or the voice of God. In fact, I thought I was supposed to do the opposite of those things to heal and evolve myself and to go into that discomfort to evolve myself. So
evolve yourself, you do not. You certainly do not.
How do you evolve yourself? I don't know.
And by doing lots of breaths. Yeah, that's how you do it.
Does that mean that when you evolve
chakras and stuff and shaking about, like twitching on the floor. You know,
all right.
That's how you do it.
Like evolution. Right.
Yeah, man. All right.
Trauma was the root of me thinking any of those things were normal and sacred and holy. But to kind of go into your next question about psychedelics and the things I would see is I really, for a big portion of my time doing psychedelics, I had very beautiful experiences. For the whole start of it, I had very beautiful experiences where I felt like I was connecting with nature and with God and with the universe and with spirits. And I remember like I could see like the plants breathing. I could telepathically communicate with the animals. I could go deeper with people. And this is the refute I get a lot of times on my channel is people being like, I don't know how you saw demons on this because all
crazy what chemicals will do to your brain, man. And obviously with some of them drugs it does open up gateways to
yeah, but some of the psychoselements are actually really poisonous.
Oh yeah. I mean, I do think some drugs might unveil some things that we don't see, but you're not seeing the brain. You're not seeing the brain, that's for sure. Maybe a little glimpse.
I've only done 2 funguses, like psychoselements.
Yeah, one was portobello mushrooms, and the other was just a standard mushroom.
No, I've done gold caps and.
Yeah, the Liberty caps. Yeah, mushies, magic mushies. Yeah.
I've done the red ones. So I can't remember the name.
Oh no! I've tried salvia, devorium, salvia. I didn't like that experience.
People would freak out on that.
Oh, I've seen people's first trips and it's awful. I thought I was like coming out of a cartoon and opening Venetian blinds. I was stepping through a cartoon back into the real world, and I was asking my partner at the time to help me out, pull me out. You know what I mean? It was
I guess
awful. The first time I took it, I just remember blanking out and waking up nothing. Then the next time I had that experience, and
We
I
were
didn't
at
like,
a
you don't like it. You don't like the feel of it coming on. It's just like whoosh. It's like no, it's not good. It's not like smoking a joint. And
No,
that
no.
was just in a joint. It was just in a joint as well. It wasn't bonging it. It's just in a joint. Well, I did bong pipe the first one, but smoking it in a joint just did the same stuff.
I watched a girl that was on DMT at Joshua Tree one night jump into a fire pit like it was a pool. We had
Crazy.
they had these 6-foot fire pits where they were roasting stuff, and she just come running out of the crowd and just took a head dive right into the fire.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, they wrapped her up. She got 3rd-degree burns and stuff.
Wow. Crazy, isn't it?
So yeah, psychedelics could be really weird on you.
Oh, definitely. I mean, my bad trip, or my only bad trip was my first one, and that was Micro Dots. I was only 15. I'd had a load of other stuff in my systems, uppers, downers, opiates, and then I took trips on top of drinking at night time in the nightclub when I was 15. And I started seeing like bats coming inside me. It didn't bother me too much. Went to the toilet and just started seeing all these colours, and I couldn't keep standing because it just felt like I was going to collapse, and I was just wrapped around the toilet for about 3 hours, and then it was just lucky my sister's man seeing me on the way out, my feet hanging out the toilet doors when he was up there. I was on the way out, you know what I mean, after the and they had to carry me out, and then the police are out there as well, and I'm only 15. You know what I mean, drinking in a nightclub and that. Oh, is he okay? Is he okay? They didn't worry too much about the drinking, the coppers. Is he okay? It's just a little bit too much to drink. I was tripping my nuts off, man. I couldn't even walk.
Yeah,
It was
with
awful.
the bikers.
After that, blotted paper, fine, always fine with it.
Yeah. What the bikers used to do with it, they would take.
He was a biker. The dude I was telling you about here, that he wanted to put me into heroin and all that. No,
if they were going to screw with the batch, they would put strychnine in it.
Oh.
Yeah, my brother got a bad batch, and I had to take him to get his stomach pumped because he was
overdosing. Of
overdosing
course, rat poison, man. You see what it does to rats? They're sitting there twitching out and that.
Yeah.
Oh no. I mean, it does happen. People have to get, and you can get a little buzz off it, but it can kill you. Really kill you. It's made for killing rats. If you get the right dosage, it's going to kill you. Why would you do that to someone? I mean, why? Why would you not? If you're going to rip them off, why wouldn't you rip them off with just a bit of blotted paper with nothing on it, with a bit of oil or something? You know what I mean? Or if it was a powder, just make it some kind of crap powder that doesn't have a scent.
Do you want to know why they do that? When the bikers make the acid, they call it biker acid.
Yeah.
It's to get back at another club they would sell.
Oh, aye. I see. Yeah. So they were doing it intentionally to get it. Right, got you.
But other people would get it though, besides the
bikers. Of course, because people say, yeah, I've got something, please, you want some of this scrap? You want some of this scrap? Yeah, I've got that. Yeah, passing on the drugs. Of course. It happens. I've had a few bad batches of things. Crack. I injected crack once. Crack doesn't last long, whether you smoke it or inject it. It lasts a bit longer when you inject it. When you smoke it, it lasts like 6 to 30 seconds. When you inject it, a couple of minutes, and then you have palpitations for a little while, and you just keep doing it when you inject it. But this once I injected it, and I went blind. Everything was blurry all night. I was talking gobbledygook, texting on the phone. It was before smartphones, and you had to to get certain letters, a button for 3 times to get a letter and all that kind of stuff. Just gobbledygook. Dropped my phone down the toilet. I broke into someone else's room. It was a hostel. I broke into someone else's room because I couldn't get in. I thinking it was my door. The key wasn't working, so I kicked the door open, and it was my next door. It was my mate, sort of thing. It's crazy, man. And it lasted 8 to 12 hours. That doesn't happen with crack. You know what I mean? Never. It was. I think there was maybe some kind of ketamine in it, maybe something like that. I don't know. It's something I'd never experienced before. But there was certainly crack in it. You know? Anyway, enough drugs talk again.
All I've had is beautiful experiences. Well, for me, for the first couple years of doing them, I had very beautiful experiences too. The devil comes and masquerades himself as an angel of light. Like he's not going to portray himself as he actually is. So I really think that it was when God started to call me out of this that I began to see the truth of it. And this is when I started seeing darker things, is because God was pulling me out of hell and removing the veil so I could see the truth and not just what the devil was masquerading it to be. And next thing I know, I'm seeing my friend manifest this like sea urchin demon. And I guess so I don't just like drop that and move on. There was one experience where I'm shamaning my friend through psychedelics, and we end up at this pond, and this guy there, he was kind of an acquaintance. He was in the group, and he starts having a panic attack, and he's like, Michaela, can you please lead me through some breaths? Like, I'm really not feeling myself right now. And so at this point, I'm thinking, like, that's my purpose. That's what I'm born to do. Like, I got you. So he lays down, and I'm leading him through breaths, because at this point, I'm a private yoga instructor. Like, I'm meeting people like, this is what I do now. I make money doing this. So I'm leading him through breaths. And as my eyes are closed, I'm seeing in my mind's eye, like, the depths of the ocean around him. And I'm seeing dead things, skeletons, like the depths of the ocean. And it was really weird, but I'm just continuing to breathe with him and like guide him through these breaths. And when he comes back up, he's not himself. And now I look back, it's like a sea urchin demon had taken him over. His jaw was chattering, going way like side to side, like way out past how it should be maneuvering. His eyes were super bugged. And even my friend who was with me, she's not a believer. She'd never seen anything spiritual like this before. She saw the same thing that I was seeing. She saw this demonic spirit manifesting in him. So this was one of the first things I'd seen as God beginning to remove the veil of the truth of what I was doing and of the portals that get opened with psychedelics and these New Age yogic meditation practices. And it continued on like that. There was another experience that you asked me about where I'd left this fiance, the guy that I was with through college.
Like I said, Barbara, she still craves it a little. She's not completely at the other side, I reckon. I mean, yes, safe enough so that she knows what our dangers. She certainly knows her weaknesses, but I don't think she hates it yet.
Well, she hasn't. I don't think she's accepted it yet at all.
She needs to hate it. She needs to hate the lifestyle, what it does to you. You know what I mean? I hate what it does. I mean, I hate the drug now. Doesn't mean to say I hate the effects it had on me. But I hate the drug, hate what it does, hate what it does to your life. You know what I mean? I don't think she hates it. Hates all of it yet. And the dare say she's been saved. I had an experience with Jesus, but she's milk. She's milk, definitely milk at the minute. But she'll get into the meat. You know what I mean? She's just probably immature in Christ at the minute.
Yeah, she just described Davy Jones' locker just a second ago.
Oh yeah,
pretty much.
Something out there when I was in the toilet, but I can't remember what it was, and I was like, "That's not right." But I can't remember what it was. But yeah, she just seems like she's just a little green. She's a little green, you know.
Oh, what are they keeping?
And I moved out into.
What are they keeping Davy Jones' locker?
We're drinking Red Bull piss, man.
Are you? No.
Yeah.
What is in Davy Jones's locker?
His heart.
Yeah. So her heart's still there.
Yeah. I wonder. No. Captain Jack Sparrow got his hands on
it. Well, yeah, according to the tale.
My own apartment, and I'm kind of having this life crisis because I'm trying to figure out, what am I supposed to do with my life? Like, what is my purpose? And so my God at this point was tarot cards and psychedelics. Like, anytime I had a question, I would resort to them. And so I asked this question. This was my intention. And I ate the psychedelics, the mushrooms, and I ended up having just another trip from
nothing. There's nothing better than. I mean, I liked the effects of drugs. I did. Certain drugs, not all drugs. But there's nothing better when you have got a clear head. When you've certainly got a clear head, and when you've got a clear head, and you fasted for a few days and whatever. Brilliant. I mean, you might be hungry, but the clarity you get is fantastic. Without a doubt, especially coupled with the Holy Spirit.
Hell, where like I thought I was going to get, clarity on my purpose, and it ended up being like a full-blown alien encounter. So I don't know if you want me to
Go for it.
tell that story as well about
Okay,
the aliens.
before we get into that, I had a question about the previous story because I want to ask about the alien encounter for sure. But the other story where you saw the sea urchin, I don't really know what that is. But the question I have is,
I don't know what sea urchin
were
is.
you all on
he's
drugs at that
green.
time?
Hey, just JP, good to see you. Good to see you all.
He's just
He said,
JP.
unfortunately, Barbara, there are some like Kelly Campbell from Autodidactic Channel friend who does a poo transfer nasty.
I don't
Think
want to
she
hear about
sucked
it.
it off. Oh my goodness, just JP, that's disgusting. That's well disturbing. Then I have my people in my chat.
Oh, does a JP like Campbell? I've been subscribed to him forever.
I don't know. I don't know who Campbell is, dude. I don't know about the autodidactics and that. I've never been on that channel.
Well, he's a flat earther. He does a mud flood thing in Star Force.
I've heard you talking about him, but I've never been on there. I'll have to check it out, dude. I'll have to check it out. Ooh.
He's decent. He's not vulgar or anything. He just goes straight to the point. He does research and puts it out there.
Got ya. Right, let's get this done.
And the other question also, well, it's not necessarily a question, but what I find interesting is a lot of people would say when you're on psychedelics, it's a reflection of your subconscious. But that is doesn't make any sense in this context because you were two different individuals witnessing the exact same thing. But you were under the influence of something at that time.
Yeah, I was on mushrooms on that day. He was on ketamine. My community started getting into the rave scene, and as they started getting into the rave scene, they started doing harder things like ketamine, things that I wouldn't even do. But at that point, I was cool with mushrooms. So yeah, I was on mushrooms when I saw this one, and my friend who also saw the same thing was on mushrooms. But you brought up a great point: is like this was not a reflection of me and my subconscious because she saw the same thing in him that I saw.
Right. Okay. So now that that's cleared out the way, let's talk about the aliens. Because there's a lot of talk about aliens.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I know what they are. But you had an experience with beings that were at least looked like aliens. So can you explain?
Little green men from Mars.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, absolutely, I agree.
Now,
he
they're
knows
the
what they are, though.
offspring of the Watchers and the human ladies who did fornications. It's them when they got killed. They became demoniths. You know,
I got you.
The Nephilimiths.
I don't see any validation at all for alien stories, to be honest. I don't get it.
I mean, no, not true. They're not true aliens, but I do believe people are experiencing these things and believe in their aliens and believe in their alien abductions when they're actually demonic happenings and entities. You know.
They live at the bottom of the lake, dude.
I do believe some of them are lying, and I do believe some of them are real. Yeah, but some of them definitely have these experiences.
What you saw in detail. Hey, I'm interrupting to tell you that we have a brand new merch line that just dropped. 4 new designs are available. Go check them out. They're awesome.
Go check them out, man.
Oh, the fear of the Lord.
The fear of the Lord is the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
So this
Psalms
kid actually,
1:7 is it? Or is it 7:1? Psalms 1:7 or 7:1? Let's check it.
And they allow you to plant seeds without preaching. Every purchase also helps to support the channel. So if you like what I do here, consider checking them out on unashamed.ca. The link is also in the description. Thank you. I love you. Now let's get back to the interview.
So
yeah, at that point in my life, right? I was.
Say again.
He thinks they're demons too. That's what he's going.
Yeah, of course he does. Yeah.
Okay.
Of course he does. Fear of the.
Is it 1:7?
I think it's 1:7. That's what I said. I said 1:7 or 7:1. The fear of the Lord. It's the beginning of wisdom. Oh, it's not. Hold on. Oh, right. This must be somewhere else where it says it as well. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the Holy One is outstanding. That's in Proverbs. But I'm sure I meant Proverbs. Did I say Psalms? I meant Proverbs.
That's what you did wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, if I said Psalms, I didn't mean to say Psalms. But I meant Proverbs. But let me just see what Proverbs 1:7 is.
Yeah, was it David? David wrote the first the first
Yeah,
of the
he
Proverbs?
wrote most of the Psalms, but his dad wrote some Psalms. But then you've got the Proverbs, which is the Proverbs, Solomon's wisdom for all the good it did him. In the end, Proverbs 1:7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Yeah. So yeah, all right, different. Fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and destruction. That's where I was getting mixed up. This one says wisdom. That one says no. This one says knowledge. That one says wisdom. But this says wisdom afterwards. Fools despise wisdom and instruction.
This always reminds me of Combat Rock.
Yeah.
And they always go, King Solomon ain't never lived around here.
Got you. Oh, hey, Jono. Yo, bro. How it go, yo?
Yes.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you, dude. From down under?
He's down under?
Down under, man.
He's got the Macho Man on his.
Yeah, man. He's got the Macho Man. Ready, set. Ooh, yeah.
You know he got his start in the Navy, right?
Say again.
He was a sailor. Macho.
He looks like a sailor. He looks like Brutus from Popeye. Or Bluto, or whatever his name is. Brutus, Bluto. I've always get mixed up what his name is. Brutus, Bluto.
He served on a destroyer like my dad did, actually.
Yeah, he's certainly was a steroid freak. But I mean, I think he was pretty cool.
Barbara's on fire tonight.
Oh, she is today on fire this morning. Definitely.
Intrigued by the aliens, and like I mentioned when I first got into the New Age, I
hope not literally, because if you are, you need a fire extinguisher quick.
sort of believed in like these ancient alien origins. And this goes back to like the ancient Sumerian belief of the Anunnaki, and that we descended from these aliens. And I'm just going to say, because people say too, it's like, oh, it's your subconscious.
There's a reason they despise wisdom, because they're fools.
yeah, but the Anunnaki aren't necessarily alien. They just adopted that into the rhetoric.
Yeah, true.
I think it's Sumerian overlords.
Seaman Staines was a sailor. Yeah, absolutely. So was Master Bates.
That was a good one. They're men in white dressed in a cockpit. Ahoy.
No, I thought aliens were these good 5-dimensional beings, and that they were so enlightened and evolved that we couldn't connect with them as humans, because we were like at this barbaric 3D consciousness level, and like the humans were really.
How you doing, bro?
Yo, how's it going?
I
didn't think it'd still be live.
Oh yeah. We've still got about I've been talking out a good bit. It's still about. I think we're just getting halfway through now. I'm going to do less talking anyway, because it's now been on 2 hours.
Can I just railroad your show for 5
minutes? Yeah, go for it, dude.
Brian's Logic's asked me to share his challenge far and wide. So
okay, do it.
I'm going to post it on my channel. You're welcome to post it on your channel.
Yeah, go for it, bro.
You've any way to share it, Roger?
Yeah, put the link in chat.
I'll put link in.
Yeah, go for it.
Private chat.
Yeah, no problem.
Can I say aye?
Aye. And we can post it in this chat as well, can't we?
Yeah, you can post it in YouTube, but I think anybody can either share it on a community post or it just wants ballers to see it. Like
cool. Oh, I'll put it on my community post now then as well.
So what's the challenge?
It's something to do with Blackpool Swan. Something with a drone or something.
Right. Let's do it on a community.
If I could get to that place myself, I could do challenge myself with drone, but
aye.
How far is Blackpool from you?
Takes me about 3 hours on train. Obviously, it'd probably be quicker to drive there, but I ain't got a vehicle at the minute, so.
What shall I say in the community post? Just check this out from Brian's Logic, so I think I can give the link.
Yeah, challenge for Globers. Check it out. Share far and wide. You know,
all in all ballers.
You can even upload it onto your channel if you want. Like, I don't think
Okay,
you might.
I think this. I'll
You
do.
asked
Oh,
me
yeah,
to
I might
share
do
it
that.
far and wide, like. So
Yeah, absolutely,
I'm
absolutely.
gonna when
I
I
might
get
do
round
that
to
actually.
it.
I might do that later this afternoon.
Yeah, when I get round to it, I'm gonna upload it. Like, you might get some trolls from it, like, but
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, that goes with the territory.
yeah,
Usually does.
The last troll that really tried to follow me around, I told him he didn't want to mess with a billy goat. He's gonna get knocked off the bridge. Billy Goat's grumpy.
Challenge for Globo, isn't it? Challenge.
Oh yeah.
Challenge. Globos. Please.
Send.
And there we go. Paste. Post. And done. Paste, post, and done. Oh, yeah, it's brought up the picture on that as well. Excellent. Groovy, groovy. Give that a like myself. Why not?
Yeah, of course.
Why not?
I'll post it on my stuff.
Cool. And I'll upload it this afternoon as well.
yeah. I'm gonna whack it on when I get round to it. Like,
Yeah, why not? I'll actually download it. Yeah, I'll use new. I used what I did last night is I used instead of messing around with the ones on the computer, I did what you said. I used the new pipe and I uploaded the Google Drive to my computer. And I do it to my Google Drive on the phone, upload it to Google Drive.
Download it from Drive.
Yeah, and download it to computer.
That's what I do. Like,
yeah,
you can plug your phone in, but
I know.
I've found that it's awkward to find the actual file that you want.
Exactly. Yeah, I'd rather just do it without the phone, because then I've got to go down under the table, put my phone around the back of the computer and all that. Well, I could use the USB at the top, but it's still getting under there a little bit. I'd rather just.
I'm surprised we haven't seen Nathan this morning.
I know, yeah. She had the first few videos.
Have you been watching them shots?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we did a few at the start.
They're funny, aren't they? Like,
yeah, we did a few at the start. It was funny, really funny. It entertained me. That Muslim guy listened to him. Oh, it teach me something else. So, teach me something else. So you're admitting it might not be a book quote then.
So how's the book coming along? That's what I want to know.
That'd be cool. That would be cool. I didn't know he had so many. I thought he was on about 15,000. Didn't realize he was on 26,000 subs. Fair play to him, man. Fair play. No wonder I got a good few subs to him.
But ballers like to think that his channel's not growing, but it's growing.
Purely,
it's hard, dude.
Because the last time I took notice of his subs, it was 15,000, and it wasn't so long ago. You know what I mean? So
there's one you got to watch though. PJ is called "You Like Corn."
Oh yeah, okay. No doubt.
It's funny.
All right, cool.
Have you seen that one with that guy with that pink mask on, and when he pulls it off, he's got to get big bald slap?
No, I haven't seen that one yet.
Have you seen
I
that
gotta
one?
watch it. I gotta look at it.
Hey, Michael, this is the almost fake dude. Do you know something? I did the thumbnail and thought about it. I never included the morning coffee that I usually do along with the thumbnails. I just made a totally new thumbnail for this morning's one. But yeah, this is the guy I was all about on Almost Fake. Well, obviously this is not the guy because this is Michaela. It's how it's giving the testimony. But it's pure testimonies. Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, she's still a little bit green, definitely, but I'm enjoying her story. She's just about to get to the alien part.
The problem, but the aliens were good. And I thought they were like these benevolent, like almost like spirit guide beings. Like I thought very highly of them.
I didn't know you went, mate. Sorry, dude. I might have been in the toilet when you went.
The aliens, and I was always researching them.
No, Mike Van Dyke. Mikey Van Dyke. Good lad.
So anyways.
He comes in chat now and again. You haven't been in chat for a little while, but
did you know Popeye were based on a real person?
I did.
Mike Van Dyke.
The other day, you know. I found out the other day. Who was it again?
I watched a video on it not long ago.
I found out the other day. It was only last week.
Some dude who I don't know if he ran an in or something, and he were like well renowned for fighting, and that's where they got spinach from, because he said he ate loads of spinach and that. Like,
Let's get up. I'll show you guys.
Well, that'll keep your stool green, I think.
There we go.
nice.
It came to mind.
And you did, yeah, right. I'll share it.
I never smoked it though.
I don't really bother with it. Like, I don't
eat it that much.
This is the dude there. That's your profile. This
get
guy.
like, get big man.
Figo.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, they made a movie. They made a new Popeye movie like 2 years ago. It's
There he
like
is.
he's
That's the boy.
he's a badass now, like the Hulk.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
Well, when he eats spinach, like he turns like Hulkish.
Yeah, and it's really like exaggerated. He's a beast.
I used to like it when
he was born 1846 and died 1947. Wow.
I used to like it when my blowtorch at spinach can up.
Aye, brilliant. Yeah. Fantastic, man. Fantastic.
Well, you got to remember, Jeeps always land on their feet.
Then Robin Williams did the movie. Yeah.
That was a good movie. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
the song.
Oh, no, sorry,
Sweet.
There's Robin Williams on there.
Yeah. The song in the movie is actually good. It's called Sweet Haven.
Aye.
It goes, God must love us.
Aye.
Over and over. Yeah. Of course.
Got you.
Right, I'm going to go and make a coffee.
All right, guys. I'm just playing this.
I'll go back to, I'm at this apartment and I eat these mushrooms and I'm with my dog in this apartment. And I just started experiencing it was almost like my body just got forced down to the bed. Like I just am face planted on my bed and I'm looking at my dresser and I just feel so.
I don't like olive oil. She was a little tart, really. She went with the dude that was winning at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She wasn't faithful.
She swings side to side.
Yeah. She was a swinger. And she wasn't very pretty, was she? She was so skinny. She had no curve to her at all. You know what I mean? What did Popeye actually see in her? She had knobbly knees, knobbly neck, and her hair, and that wasn't very nice. She wasn't very nice.
You just gave me an idea for a movie.
Nice. I'm glad. I hope I get a share in the proceeds, man.
Well, I might have to make it like in the back alley somewhere.
Yeah. Well, if you make any money from it, give me a shout.
Okay.
Nice.
Heavy. I'm starting to feel this panic set in. And I always say demons come with this spirit of fear. Going back to, God comes with peace. His presence is peace. Demons come with this spirit of fear, but I didn't think, I didn't think that. And so I'm laying on the bed and I'm just trying to calm myself. And I'm looking at my dresser and I close my eyes. And as I close my eyes, I see this spaceship coming for me. And it's kind of like this is weird to do, but it looks.
I didn't even know there was got to be a spaceship involved. It did seem sorry, I put a spaceship on the thumbnail.
Here we go.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Like this, something like this, like these tentacles coming towards me. And as it's coming towards me, I feel this tremendous fear. And so I open my eyes and I don't see anything, but I know it's still coming. I know it's still coming in the spirit realm. I close my eyes, it's closer. I open my eyes, I don't see it, but I know it's still coming. And so just then my room transforms into this all white lab. And I'm in this lab and there's this translucent layer all around me. And in this moment, God the Father, how you would imagine him, appears behind me. And once again, I saw this in my mind's eye because I'm face planted on my bed at this point, but I'm seeing this not with my physical eyes.
Okay.
And so
Brenda tried to get in last night. Brenda Debates tried to get into my stream last night. Can't believe it. Brenda's never come to my stream before. But before we come here, Jeff Cassidy had said, Brenda's been to 5 of the Flat Earthers channels that are live tonight, trying to get in, try to troll them. Tried to get into mine as well. Me with my little 266 subs, and she's trying to get in. Yeah, sorry. He. I shouldn't do that. It's because I was always introduced. It's because I was introduced as she. Yeah, he, it. I said, no. I says, no, you're not coming in here. Don't even try. Don't come back. Never, never, ever. There's no point. You will not get in here, not even for a second. Because he says, let him in for a second. I said, no, not at all. No. Just about. I said, no. Kick him straight away. And he wrote in private chat, hi. Just being facetious. Not hi. Yeah. Definitely didn't share any, do any porn bombing either. You know? Definitely not. Not Brenda.
Yeah, that is funny, Jill. That was Jillian.
Funny Luca gets booted and it shows up. Hi.
Poof.
Aye. Exactly. Aye. Yeah, exactly.
So I'm seeing him behind me, and he's like basically telling me I can stop this right
They're
now
all interwoven with each other.
if you choose me. Like, I can stop this. You don't have to go in there. And I remember telling him, no, I need to know if there's a great mother. I need to know about the aliens. And I didn't see him as God. Like, I just saw like, oh, it's like, I don't know, like the Christian God, like I didn't see him as the God in my presence telling me like, I can save you from this. So I reject God. And before I know it, I'm in a full blown panic attack, like bugging out, like crazy lady.
Well, Barbara, logically deducing that it wouldn't be a bad inferral to call him Brendan, would it? It wouldn't be a bad inferral at all. I think it would be quite appropriate and probably correct. So, yeah, well deduced, I think, Brenda. Oh my goodness, Barbara. Sorry about that. Oh, Barbara had to begin with a B then, didn't it?
In my silk peacock robe, my eyes are crazy, my hair's crazy, just hoping nobody comes to my door. I had these neighbor girls who always would knock on my door and want to play.
I like that, mate. He is what she is not, and vice versa. Absolutely. Exactly that, and exactly not that.
And I'm like, I just, please, you know. And so I crawl over to my dog at this point because I'm like full blown in panic mode. And I'm thinking, you know, my dog and I are like best friends. Like, he's going to make me feel better. I'm going to check on him, see how he's doing. Because my whole point of doing shrooms this day was to figure out how to be happy in this apartment. Like, how can I be happy? How can my dog be happy? I was like obsessing over that because we moved out of a nice house into this little ghetto apartment because it's all I could afford. And so I was stressed about my dog. And so I come over to my dog and I'm looking at him, and he looks at me and he's literally trembling. Like, my dog is shaking looking at me because he did not see his mom looking back at him. He saw what was really existing now within me. Like, these alien demons had full blown come within me, and I must have been manifesting this, and my dog saw this. So my baby, my little puppy boy, is like shaking looking at me. And so I'm like, he's not happy here. That's all I thought, is he's not happy here. I didn't think it was me or that I was manifesting demons. So I end up going into the shower now because I had lots of psychedelic experiences, you know, in the water, in the bathtub, in the creeks of Sedona. I'm like, okay, the water is going to make me feel better. So I get in the shower, and as I'm standing there, it's crazy. I had this marble shower curtain. It was like this white marble and gold shower curtain. And through this shower curtain, in this translucent layer of the spirit that I've talked about a couple of times, I see all these aliens line up around my shower. And they're super tall. And it's once again, it's not like I could reach out and physically like touch them, but it was this translucent layer of the spirit where they're all around me and they're telepathically communicating with me. And so I'm telepathically communicating back, and I'm like, listen, this is really scary for me right now. If you guys want to talk to me, you have to present yourself in a way that's not so scary for me. And so before I knew it, I'm seeing this cat-like woman, the silhouette of this cat-like woman. She had these ears and this tail, and she was wearing these boots, and she's doing
one thing I've never had an alien described as cat-like. Reptilian-like, grey-like, you know, small,
Yeah, this
pretty, but
sounds
never
like
never cat-like. I mean, I've seen a cat alien in Doctor Who, but in general, never cat-like. Yeah.
That's on Doctor Who.
Yeah. Definitely.
No, this sounds like a bad porn, dude. It really does.
Well,
she's in the
does.
shower. There's a whole
Yeah,
bunch
course.
of aliens standing around her. And I know, there's this cat lesbian. In the room with her.
She works in a strip club. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It does. It sounds like the beginning of a scream.
Doing all these sexy things, and they're telling me that's you.
Sexy things.
And so now I'm getting
Yeah,
visions
see?
of this luxury life, this luxury apartment. I'm feeling like I'm being camcorded in this vision. And I'm like, they're telling me
What did I
that
say?
I'm going to be paid to just exist. And that this is going to be my luxury life. And I'm meant to be sexy and a sex worker. And this is my purpose. So I went into this trip asking, what is my purpose? Asking the demons, what is my purpose? And they came to tell me sex work is your purpose.
Oof,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
quite a story. Okay, so lots of things happened here.
It's quite a story.
First
all
thing
right.
is, it's the second time that one of your dogs sees something that you also see, and I'm
Don't think he should wear a black jumper. It makes him look like a floating heat.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
Or
Or
a
big
floating
floating
face,
head.
because he's got dark hair as well.
yeah.
He's a floating face. Nah, he's
It looks
good.
really weird.
He's all
But
right. He is good.
the way her mic bleeds into his
Yes.
side when they split
Yes.
screens.
Yeah, I do. He's good. I mean, he doesn't say much. He kind of leads into it. The other two I watched were brilliant. And this one, it's her testimony. You know what I mean? She's still green, but I'm enjoying the story. But she's still green. She's still green. She's got a lot to learn, as we all have. You know what I mean? We were all there at one point.
I hope she gets out of the trade.
No. Yeah.
sure that there's some people at home that will kind of have an idea. Oh, my dog was acting weird this one day and I never saw anything. It seems like animals can see the spirit world much more than we can. So that's very, very interesting. The other part that I took away was that it's not your subconscious, because you thought that aliens were really good beings and they were there to help you.
Exactly.
And they came and you realized that something was very wrong. First of all, the first feeling of fear, but then you were really scared. So you had to ask them to present as something else. And then they shape-shifted into something different, or something else happened.
Shape-shifted.
Right.
Yeah.
So their appearance changed. And okay, so a lot of people would say, you're on drugs. This is not real. Okay. If you believe that, that's fine. There's a lot of people that believe that. If you believe that, here's the telltale sign that this was actually demonic and not subconscious. Because while you're having all these things happen to you, you get panic attacks when people mention the name of Jesus. And that's not something you're researching. You're researching these these aliens, these psychedelic trips, the New Age. And every time someone mentions the name of Jesus, you used to have panic attacks. Is that right?
Yeah. Yep. There was one Christian in my whole yoga teacher training, and we had to present on the different forms of yoga. And so she presented on Yahweh yoga. And this is when I first bonded with that big guru lady, is because I had a full panic attack after that class. And I couldn't.
Yeah. What is Yahweh yoga?
Yeah. I have heard of there is yoga within this new type of Christianity, Yahweh yoga. I have heard of it, not looked into it, but it's the same again. Western crap being bled into the churches. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah. Exactly what I thought it was, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly right, dude. So I'm just looking for where's the puke emoji? There it is. That one I'll do. There it is.
Understand why, and I thought it was just because of like church trauma, and the church was so bad and Jesus was so bad, and this guru lady was like, you are wiser than I even knew. Like, you know, like the demons in her were like, oh yeah, this is our girl. And so anytime someone would say the name of Jesus, it would be full-blown panic attack mode for me.
So
definitely
that's what kind of proves that what you were seeing were not just figments of your own imagination, or were not benevolent beings. They were opposite to Jesus. So that means demons. Okay, let's move on to a different part of your life, because I don't know exactly how much time passed, but at some point you were in a relationship with a married man, and that's when you first started becoming curious about Jesus. Who was that man, and why were you with him, and what happened?
Yeah, I met him at the strip club that second time around. And this is when I was still living with my fiance. So I had an engagement ring on. He had a wedding ring on. But it was like this instant attraction. And when I say that, it's because, yeah, I think our demons really were attracted to each other. But at that point, being in the New Age and having this New Age ideology, I was like, oh, he's my twin flame. Our souls recognize each other, like this instant spark. No, it was the connection of the demons that we were letting run our lives at that point. But I get involved in this relationship with him, and this guy was 10 years older than me, and so he...
That could be true, but demons certainly don't love. They don't love each other. They might be attracted to each other, but they don't love, that's for sure. Sorry, I was just wiping down my computer screens with my monitors with wet wipes, so minging. Absolute minging. Yads. Right, here you go.
He didn't party a lot. Like, he was married. He had 2 kids. I would later find out 2 months into our relationship that his wife was pregnant with another on the way. But in the beginning of our relationship, he made it seem to me that like they were separated, but just staying together because of the kids and all of these things. And because I had kind of been in a similar place with my fiance at that point, ever since we started living this very pagan, like an open lifestyle, our relationship was crumbling, and I was still living with him. So I was like, oh, I get that. Like, being together, but kind of being like roommates. I had no Christian compass of truth or understanding of the sacredness of marriage and the covenant made under God. So I was like, yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. And I was just so young and naive. So I get into this relationship with him, and he gets a location for his work 2 hours from where I lived. And so I was like, oh my gosh, it's the universe. The universe wants us to be together. So now he's coming every other weekend to see me. And we're doing tarot cards together. And all the tarot cards are telling us, like, you're meant to be together. There's going to be initial pain and destruction. But in the end, you're meant to...
I know she knows this now, but the universe doesn't know anything. It doesn't. It's not.
No,
there's no.
It was created by God, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not alive.
Yeah. I told Barbara, you're right. She seems so mad at herself.
Yeah.
You need one.
You need one verse word. One word. That's it.
There's only one.
Wait a minute, PJ.
Are we getting to the crescendo? Are we getting to the crescendo yet?
Snoring, yeah. That's still quite quiet.
She's good. Nice.
Be together, and this is like a love passion relationship. And really, it was like such a deceptive relationship because there was so much pain. And I spent the majority of my life alone. Like, I would see him every other weekend. He would come get what he wanted and needed, and he would go back, but he wasn't bearing the responsibility of me or sacrificing for me or any of the ways that the Bible describes true love to be, like the way that Jesus lays his life down for the church and she surrenders and submits unto him. Like, this man did not take care of me or protect me or wasn't even there for me in my hard moments. But I was so, like, I had so much trauma and such a distorted view on what love was and what I deserved that this wasn't a red flag for me. So I continued on in this fake relationship. And, you know, there was so much like stress too, as the wife would figure out like what was going on. There was a lot of paranoia, shame, hiding, sneaking, lying. And it was just a very chaotic, painful relationship, like the most chaotic, painful relationship. But when you believe in New Age ideology, you think that the pain and the fire are all things that are transforming you towards your highest good. Like, it's such a warped way of viewing things. But I thought like, oh, this is just the fire we're meant to go through to get us to where we're supposed to be. So 8 months go by in this relationship, and we're starting to get more serious, and we're looking at houses together. I'm thinking about being like a stepmom, like how that's going to look. And I should go back and say too that he wore a cross around his neck as well. And so this was a red flag for me in the beginning. I was like, oh my gosh, like I can't be in a relationship with a Christian. Like, how is that going to work? And we would have these religious arguments where he like really did believe in the Bible. He just wasn't obeying it. He wasn't obeying God. He was living in rebellion and he was backslidden, and he knew that. And he was facing these consequences. Like he was facing these relational consequences with his kids and at home. He was facing these business consequences. Like he was experiencing the consequences of his rebellion, but he couldn't give up his sin in that season of his life. I don't know where he's at now, but in that season, he was bound to his sin. But he was aware of the fact that it's because he wasn't obeying God. But I would argue with him, and I was like, no, it's the goddess. Like the goddess is the truth. And you like to be a fear monger, and like God's not actually mad at you like you think he is. And like, I don't know, like we would have all these arguments and debates. But as I did begin to take our relationship more seriously, as we're getting 8 months into this relationship, I did start reading the Bible here and there. I remember he would take phone calls with his kids, and he would lock himself in the bathroom, and we would stay in these hotels and motels every other weekend. So there would always be a Bible, you know, in the nightstand. And I remember opening this Bible one time, and the first thing that God began to speak to me about was sexual immorality. And the second thing was that he was going to be coming back soon. And so even though I didn't believe in the Bible, I didn't believe in Jesus, he began to plant these seeds in my heart that, you know, I was going to be caught with my pants around my ankles. Like, and this was like a fear for me. It was like a little seed of something. Like I
like how you said that, Roger. You said she's not quite sure if she likes getting tied up or not, spelt with K-N-O-T. I like it.
That was a good one. I thought it was.
It is a good one.
Beginning to believe that this might
honest,
be
this
true.
This is a testimony of a whore. She was cheating on everybody, dude. And
Yeah.
I
mean, she's admittedly so. At least she's admitting it, you know. Yeah. Like I say, she's still green, but yeah, we all were at one point.
You'll learn the hard way.
I mean, as she gets more mature as well, her testimony might change to a certain extent. I mean, it might. I don't think I would never suggest she's not lying, but I dare say bits are maybe exaggerated and some's maybe under exaggerated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, I suppose that happens. Yeah. I'm not getting any buffer. buffering. No, it doesn't. Not buffering here, Mikey.
No.
Mikey, right? No bufferage if that's what you're saying. Jezebel. Dude.
Juno. Man, that's funny, but no.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you get in a relationship with this quote unquote Christian guy that's not living out the life at all. You get into sin, but that's also how you were introduced to Jesus, through him. And that led to one night.
I dare say it shows Barbara, incubus, succubus, male and female demons, definitely. I mean, she said there was definitely demonic activity in what she was into. It makes sense, you know. It makes sense.
She's still going, dude. And she's asked for forgiveness, too.
This time there was no drugs involved, and you saw something that made you realize that the spiritual world was real and wasn't like your imagination. It wasn't anything else. It made you realize that it was real. Yeah. What happened?
Yeah. Like I said, I think God really removed the veil on this night for me to see the truth, because he knew we were like, there were children being hurt. Like there was people being hurt. And I really think that God was like, let my people go, you know, like the Egyptian plagues. And so on this night, I'm with this man, and like we were, like I said, taking our relationship really serious, and we had this date, and we were talking about our future together and what I was going to do with my life, what he was going to do. And we came back from this date, and we're at this hotel room, and the spirit of fear entered the room, and I was feeling this like anxiety, and I couldn't really explain it. And he asked me what was going on with me. And I was like, I don't know, maybe I'm just feeling insecure right now. I'm not really sure. And so he dims the lights and brings me over to the bed, and he sits me down, and he's like telling me I'm beautiful and everything's okay. And I'd also taught him soul gazing, and he knew that this helped me like when I'm feeling anxious to connect in and to like be with me, like be super present with me. So he's soul gazing with me. And as he's looking at me, his face begins to morph. And I wasn't even sure like what I was seeing at first. It's so bizarre. Like when you're seeing like his eyes are going all the way out to the sides and up and down, and his mouth is moving around, like everything, like his going back to shape shifting. When you talked about the alien shape shifting into that girl, it's like these demons, they shape shift. And so I'm seeing this shapeshifter like happening in his face, but I couldn't really say anything yet. Like, I don't know. I was just still like watching it, and it was all happening so fast. And the next thing I know, his face begins to turn into these like animal like features. I'm seeing a gorilla come through his eyes and this pig snout, and he's looking like a full blown beast. Like, it's scary at this point, and I'm so petrified. But the only thing I could say is, I see a beast in you. And I'm just looking at him, and he's looking back, and he's like, I see the same in you. And I don't know, maybe it was mirroring itself back, or maybe it was a defense mechanism. I'm not sure. But we sit down, and we're now crisscross applesauce, just like looking at each other on this bed, like like curious, like what is going to happen? And his whole being turns into like this black silhouette. And I'm seeing it like the yogi chakra silhouette, the one that's like sitting there meditating with all the chakras. Like, that's how it looked. And I realized later this was God revealing the demonic roots of that as well. But anyways, he's this whole black silhouette, and I'm like beginning to like lose consciousness as I'm looking into the depth of this blackness. And as I'm looking into the depth of this blackness, these yellow evil eyes come shooting out at me, and they're so scary I literally almost faint. And he grabs my shoulders and he tells me, he's like, this isn't a good spirit. And like, yeah, I know at this point. So he gets up on his knees now, and he's like trying to fight this battle on his own. So I had a hard time with this after I did become a Christian, because I was like, why didn't he call in the name of Jesus? Well, he knew that he was living in sin and living in rebellion, and he wasn't ready to give those things up. So he's trying to fight this battle on his own. So he gets up on his knees, and he's squeezing my hands, and his eyes are squeezed shut, and he's breathing really like hard and heavy. And I'm just like laying there gazing up at him, like with my legs kind of lapped.
I didn't want the soft porn version. Yeah. I didn't want a Mills and Boone kind of version. Sense and Sensibility, or you know what I mean, 50 Shades of Grey version. You know what I mean? No. Give us the bullet point. You know.
Yeah, just right there, right
wrapped around him. And as he's doing this, I see this demon cast this illusion over his face that he's being strangled, and his eyes are bulging out of his head. His face is turning purple. I'm really seeing like he's about to die, but I knew it was happening in this layer of the spirit, and that wasn't actually happening to his flesh. But going back, I know that this was a reflection of the fact that he really was dying in his own sin. He was dead in his sin. He was bound to this sin, and it was strangling him. So at the same moment that this is all happening, I feel my woman parts feel so unsafe. And God drops it in my awareness. This demon.
My woman parts feel unsafe. What do you mean?
How does that happen? I don't know.
What do you mean they feel unsafe? Like they're going to fall off?
No, she forgot the safe word. That's what it is.
I kind of don't get that. I might just be a dude. I don't know.
Yeah.
Wants you for sex.
Okay.
So going back to how that was the first thing God began to speak to me in his word about sexual immorality, he told me in that moment, this demon wants you for sex. And so it's just a little like piece that I...
Right then, incubus, succubus. That demon wants you for sex. That's what it is. Incubus, succubus, they're the sex demon.
Had and was kind of aware of. But anyways, this goes on. He's breathing for a while, and finally like this spirit kind of lets up. But for the next like 4 hours, we still felt like its presence. And we were like, what was that? Like, what does this mean? Like, why did this happen? And I knew like...
I would hope not, Barbara.
Angels are messengers. But this is okay. So if this is a fallen angel, what is this a message of? Like, what does this mean? So we were up like all night. And finally it's going on 4 a.m. and I ask him, I'm like, can you please pray for us? Like, I'm so afraid. I can't sleep. And it's so crazy too, because I wasn't a Christian. I didn't believe in Jesus, but I'm like, okay, this guy believes in Jesus and like, that's what we need. So will you please pray for us? So he prays and I still feel this demon. And, it was crazy because like the Holy Spirit is convincing me now at this point, like, you need to be the one to pray.
PJ,
But this demon is telepathically battling.
Yeah.
she's way too happy about this, man. Isn't she? Think about it.
Yes,
Just
she's
watch the
still
way
being.
she's
She does seem a bit smiley about it. By our grace.
There's a demon. 4 hours later, we're still praying.
Telling me, who are you to pray? You're not going to pray. You don't even know Jesus. Like, you blaspheme Jesus. And as this voice is getting more and more aggressive, the Holy Spirit is confirming to me, like, this is why you need to pray. Like, you need to be the one. So literally, I'm so humbled, tears just streaming down my face, because I knew I had done nothing but talk bad about Jesus. And now here I am crying out to him for help. And so I didn't really know him like that. So all I said is, Jesus, like, can you please just protect us? And we ended up going to sleep that night. But this rocked my socks. Like, I left this week and I was just really trying to figure out how I let this demon in. And this was a big moment of accountability for me, of realizing, like, this demon didn't just walk into my life. I did something to let this demon in. So now I started asking myself the question, what was it? Is it the drugs? Is it the sexual sin? Is it the relationship? Is it the witchcraft? And so I started asking these questions, but I wasn't ready to fully repent or give my life to Jesus. So I started looking into all the other religious philosophies and what the other religions say about protecting yourself from evil. And I realized that while a lot of these philosophies are true, or maybe true, only Jesus is going to grab your hand and fight that battle with and for you. So next thing I know, I'm reaching out to that one Christian lady that I used to hate in my yoga teacher training, who would talk about Yahweh yoga and Jesus. And I reached out to her because none of my New Age friends believed that this happened to me. Like, I would tell them, what I saw and what happened. And they're like, oh, it's just a projection of yourself. It must have been something you were working through at this point. Like, it wasn't really a demon. It's just like a version of your shadow. Like, all these New Age beliefs and refutes that we get. And so everybody's telling me this. And I'm like, I know what I saw. And I felt so alone with that. So finally, I was so desperate that I did reach out to Tammy, the Christian I knew, and she was like, please just come to church with me. And I was like, you know what? I'm trying everything else. Why not try church too?
Wow, that was that's a great story, but it's not the end. And I want to ask, how did that night and you going to church, how did that change your life moving forward and change you at the same time?
Yeah, going to church, I definitely thought I was going to hate it. I thought that it wasn't the place for me. But when I started going to church with Tammy, I remember looking around and seeing the families and just thinking to myself, like, I want a family like this, and I don't want to be a part of a broken family. And it was like God's heart was just pouring into me, and I felt so convicted about the pain that I had caused this man's family. And I now had this like godly sorrow about the ways I had been living and how selfish I had been and how poorly I treated my ex-fiance too. Like, I was bad to him in seeking my women empowerment and all of this. Like, I used to be the victim and I became the perpetrator, and God was just in such a gentle way convicting me of all.
Aye, Mike, I hope for her as well. Absolutely, bro. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Always.
Of these things and how selfish I had been. And it was a really slow process, but I remember I continued to dabble in my old lifestyle, but trying to figure out God and trying to close the portals to demons, because I was really afraid and I lived alone. But it was really hard because these things were like addictions at this point, and this relationship was like an addiction at this point. So God convicted both of us that we needed to stop having sex, and that sex was clouding our ability to see clearly. And so I became really convicted of this, but I felt like he wasn't as convicted.
Yes, Barbara, definitely that as well. Definitely. She needs to be protected. She needs to know that she's not infallible and invulnerable just because she's saved. You know, she needs to know that.
And he kept, like, every time we were together, like, it felt like he was trying to conquer me. And I just began to see, like, the more I got to know God and, like, was exposed to the Bible again, that somebody who really loved me would want to protect me, would want to protect my purity. And the way that he was jeopardizing that every time I was around him, I was like, I don't think this guy actually has my best interest in mind. And so there was one weekend where I ended up sleeping with him again, even after having this conviction. And I remember feeling the same, like, demonic energy from when I was with him come into my room, and it felt wicked, and like it was like happy that I let it back in. And it was like this, like, wicked joy, and it was like this unseen battle in the spirit happening where, and at this point, Tammy had told me, if ever you feel something like this again, you can put on worship music, and all these things. So I'm playing Reckless Love, and God convicts me, like, right away, you need to throw everything away. So I'm throwing away the psychic books, the astrology books, the tarot cards, the mushrooms, everything. And I knew at that point that, like, what the Bible says about sex is also true, and that only the marriage bed is covered by the blood of Jesus and protected by the blood of Jesus, but sex outside of marriage is not covered, is not protected, and this is another portal for demons to come in. And so all these things I'm just so convicted of, but it was a process because these things were addictions for me and, like, lifelong habits. So it was a process of getting burnt. And
I mean, some of the drugs that she was on should have been physically addictive. She didn't say anything about withdrawing from them. You know what I mean? Anything about
No, like, she might still be doing it, Mike. I mean, PJ.
possibly.
She might still be on some. Yeah.
Possibly. I wouldn't like to say so, but possibly. Yeah.
She's not cleaning it up, man.
You know,
Well,
by God's grace and strength, getting back up again and getting stronger and learning. But at that point, I was convinced that the Bible is true and that God told us all these things to keep us protected so that you didn't experience
she's definitely
demons
on
like
that.
what I was experiencing because of my sin. But then the next part was getting convinced that Jesus was
Yeah.
really God.
Certainly right.
Yeah, I don't know how long that process took, but I want to touch on something that you mentioned because it's a problem that I talk about all the time. I don't necessarily talk about it on this channel, but nowadays a lot of people confuse attraction and sex with love when they're two completely different things.
Absolutely.
And you
Absolutely.
never truly had love,
You
so I
don't
guess
mix
that's
the
probably
loves
why
up.
you couldn't really make the difference.
No, that's it. I mean, you know, you've really got some kind of type of love, and you got agape, on God's unconditional love, filio, brotherly love, sisterly love, and eros,
Zoe.
sensual, passionate. You know what I mean? That kind of love. Yeah.
Zoe's the most important one in the bunch, though, right?
Zoe, what's Zoe?
Guy kind of love.
Guy kind of love.
Zoe. God.
So- oh, God. No, agape. God's
Yeah.
God. The one I've heard is agape. That's God's unconditional love. I've never heard of Zoe.
Huh.
Is
You never heard of Zoe?
No, never.
Yeah, that's
heard
Greek for God's love, the
Oh,
Father's
Greek.
love. Yeah.
Greek, right? Got you. But agape is Greek as well. Agape is Greek.
Yeah.
Okay. I never heard of Zoe. No, I've heard of agape. Agape, filio.
Go look it up.
Eros.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well.
But that's
Yeah.
the reason why your relationships were so horrible and why people were using you. And I think it's a good reminder for people at home that are watching this that there's very much a big difference between love and sex and attraction. And you see it when the hard times come, because love is going to be subservient to the other. And
logical observations. How you doing,
Hey,
man?
logical.
Thanks for turning up, bro. But good to see you, man. Good to see you, dude.
How much we got left, PJ?
9 minutes.
And if there's no love, you only think about yourself. And I think that's the reason why there's so many divorces. So I thought it was really interesting that you brought it up. But now you talked about throwing all the things that were in your house. You had like some...
And also a song from Mr. Super Sidewinder. So, we'll go back to
Of course.
Weird idols and mushrooms and lots of stuff. Just threw all of that away. And that's also, I think, around that same time where you deleted all the videos on your YouTube channel, because you used to make YouTube videos about New Age, and you deleted all of that, and you started what is now the Raised and Redeemed podcast, which you do, which I love, by the way, and you started that. So that's quite awesome. And what part of that process do you think was the hardest part?
Yeah, I think I was just so humbled. And I think that was the hardest part, is realizing that I had been wrong and that I was so audacious in my wrongness. Like, I remember my old YouTube channel just being so passionate about what I was teaching and the patriarchy and the suppression and oppression and all these things. And I was just so humbled by God's love and really encountering him. That was the hardest part, is just realizing I had been wrong and just feeling so vulnerable and like, oh my gosh, I know nothing. And realizing like I have a whole Bible to read to even begin to understand like how to keep myself spiritually protected. But then really clinging to God's grace in that too. And I also wondered, like, how am I going to change my ways? Like, I've lived like this my whole life. Like, how am I going to not sleep around and not do drugs? And
PJ.
Oh, what? Yeah.
Hey,
I'm
Michael.
gonna have to get off, mate. I've got stuff to do.
All right, dude. Bless you, man. I'm just got
catch
finishing
you all
very
later.
soon. Anyway. Bless you, man. Thanks.
See you
very
around,
much.
Wes.
That's it.
See you later.
I see you later on. I might do a quick one this afternoon because I've got a 20-minute one on it's to do with after Moses, why the giants were able to survive the flood. I mean, it might be bull crap, but I'd like to hear what he's got to say. It's only 21 minutes or something, so I might do that this afternoon. Do a quick one. So if anybody's about, you know what I mean, I might do that.
Right.
Nice one, man. Michael. Bless you, man.
Catch y'all later. Bye.
Ciao, dude.
All right, later, Michael.
not drink, like all these things were like, it was so stressful for me. And God just gave me this peace that, you know, if you continue to pull close to me, I will give you the strength each day. Your ways will gradually change the closer you get to me. Like, you don't need to stress yourself out right now, like trying to be perfect all at once. He never held me to that standard. But it took encountering Jesus in a dream to really like be for sure that Jesus was God, because at that point I'd been praying so much, like I was giving up everything. I gave up like my whole old life, and I really wanted to know for sure like that you are who you say you are. Like, I believe in the Bible, but I'm not 100% about Jesus. And he came to me in 2 back-to-back dreams. I don't know, I brought it. Do you want me to go into those?
Yeah, absolutely.
Real quick?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So this one dream, this is in January of 2021 now, where I had been just blindly obeying. You know, I'd been obeying the best I could. I finally got rid of this relationship. I'm going to church. I'm going to these support recovery groups. Like, I'm trying to do the right thing. I'm still backsliding sometimes. I was still smoking weed sometimes, falling into drinking here and there. But every time I did it, I realized these things aren't fulfilling me. Like, nothing fulfills me like God and his love and being in his.
I don't see smoking weed as a sin. I mean, it's a habit, you know. And if it's a stronghold, if it's a bondage, if it's got you bound, then I don't think it is, you know. Otherwise, I'm sinning all the time.
Don't let it rule your life.
I'm not convicted by it. I'm not. I used to be a little bit, but that was more for myself and the devil, you know. If it became a stronghold, like where I was getting to the point where I was getting moody and not having it, obviously because it's not physically addictive, then I would stop. You know.
Yeah. But that Roger guy's funny. He said, "Gag me with a spoon" is a code for something else.
Oh, goodness gracious! Huh? I wonder what's on the spoon.
Well, they're talking about Valley Girls, so I had to say something.
I wonder what's on the spoon.
House of his people. So I was beginning to learn those things and how to let those things go. But I was praying so much too that God would reveal himself as Jesus to me, so that I would really know that like God was Jesus, because that was what led me into the New Age and all those things. Is I believed in God, but I didn't believe Jesus was God, or what he said,
Right.
how he said to approach God was the truth. So finally, after 6 months of just obeying the best I could, still falling short, but obeying the best I could and getting better and getting sanctified.
Actually, I'm going to do this afternoon's one. It won't be a long one because it's only a 20-minute video. But I mean, maybe put a few other things on or whatever. But I think I will do it. I'll set it
Are
up
you-
afterwards.
Are you going to do it after Flashes?
No, it'll be in a couple of hours. It'll be in like 1, 2,
Okay.
3 hours or something.
Before.
Yeah, well before. No, I mean, well before. I mean, I'll probably finish a couple of hours before he starts. But yeah, it will be before. Yeah.
You're not getting much sleep today, are you, sir?
No. I didn't really sleep through the night. But I'm not too tired. I'm okay. Right, let's get this one finished.
God gave me these dreams, and the one was on a Monday, and it was like this. It was like I woke up and I was walking through my apartment, and I get.
She's certainly vain. She has still got vanity within her. I think I have, in certain times and that. Yeah, so there's definitely vanity in her. She likes to tell a story. She likes to be seen telling a story. There is vanity. And I remember being 27, getting my body back after being on drugs, being in rehab for a year. I mean, I was in rehab for 18 months, best part of 2 years. But after a year, I remember feeling a little bit puffed up now because my body was back. I was well built, I'm muscular in the gym at 6 days out of the week, and ran 4 days out of the week, as well. I looked good. So there was vanity there. Definitely, without a doubt. I know what that's like.
Lifted up and thrown into this black abyss. And I'm like feeling the eeriness of this. And so it happens again where I'm like, okay, I must have been asleep. So I wake up again for a second time, walking through my apartment. And I'm like, I think I'm really awake this time. And no, I get levitated up and thrown into a black abyss. So this happens to me 3 times of getting thrown into this darkness and then feel like waking up for the final time feeling like, okay, that's really eerie. What does that mean? Well, looking back, I see it's like I became aware of God, but then got thrown into the New Age. I was confused into deception, or, I got awakened to this, but thrown into this sin or that sin, whatever else, darkness that consumed my life. So the next couple of days, I was really eeried out. But then on a Wednesday of that same week, I had the sequel to this dream where I wake up and I'm in this black abyss. Like the ultimate, just like everything is black. There's no oxygen. There's no peace. There's no love. Like this was hell. And I'm there and I'm restless and my body is like wanting to run, but I can't run. And I can't breathe and I can't rest and there's no peace. And just then I see this glimmer of light in a distance, just this tiny little flick of light. And I remember feeling like a sense of hope that, okay, there's light out there somewhere. And before I know it, this light zooms up to me and it's all around me. And I feel the warmth of this light and my body is at rest and I have no questions. And I'm just like at peace for the first time in my life. And as I'm floating in this warmth and in this light, through the center of this, like it looked like the sun right in front of me. Through the center of the sun begins to come the face of Jesus. And it wasn't like super clear. But I saw it was like the figure of Jesus coming forward from the sun. And I woke up after that and I was like, it's you. Like I knew I encountered Jesus in that dream and he gave me peace that it's always been Jesus. He was always with me. He saved me from that hell. He saved me from that black abyss. He saved me from that relationship that was stealing my soul. He saved me from my dad's house back when I was a child. He saved me from that town. Like it was always him and he was always with me. He tried to save me from the aliens and I didn't listen to him. I rejected him. Just the fact that he was always there, even when I was rejecting him and denying him. And so it was really that initiated Raised and Redeemed, because I'd been sharing on my YouTube here and there about what happened. Like, oh my gosh, I saw a demon, you guys. And like, I was sharing these things. But then I really just went quiet for about a year of just like getting to know God and getting to know the truth before I was like, I really want to start sharing again. And that's when I started posting more, and started the actual Raised and Redeemed podcast and YouTube channel. Was after spending that time with Jesus and knowing like, I want to share this testimony and I want to hear other people's testimonies and continue to learn about and glorify God, because he changed my whole life and redeemed every aspect of it.
That's awesome. And your story is very beautiful because you started very broken and you had a lot of trauma, a lot of wounds. And even if you ran away from God for some time, he always stayed there with you, gave you the opportunity. And when you were ready to accept it, he finally brought healing to all the parts of your life that were broken. And now you're starting a family. Congratulations on that. And
Thank
you are
you.
now married with a wonderful husband. You are building the family that you saw at church, that you kind of wanted, that you saw that you didn't have. So that's amazing. And I want to ask you for this final question. If you could go back to a younger version of yourself, knowing what you know now, what would you tell that person?
So the story of Hagar comes to mind a lot of times when I'm asked about this. I'll just explain a little bit about Hagar and how she was the Egyptian maidservant of Abraham's wife, Sarah, and how she got pregnant with the illegitimate son and then kicked out because Sarah was jealous.
Ishmael.
Obviously, like polygamous relationships don't work. So anyway, she runs out into the desert and she's feeling so alone and helpless and vulnerable. And this is where she encountered the Lord. And I remember just when I read about this for the first time, and she's like, "You are the God who sees me." And I just remember feeling so alone in my darkness for my entire life. And that's why that final dream is so climatic. Like Jesus knew that I felt like I was alone and suffocating in my darkness. And so just if I could go back and tell that little girl anything, it's just that he sees you. He sees you. He knows where you are. And he wants to come in and grab your hand and pull you out of that darkness. You just have to trust in him.
Thank you for watching this episode of the Almost False podcast. If you want to hear the beginning of this conversation, head over to Locals where we post.
There we go.
Oh, that was unusual, BJ. I've
Unusual.
never heard it.
It was, yeah, I think there was a little bit. I think there was a little bit of exaggeration. I think there was a little bit of underestimation on the non-revealing of things. I think that if she truly had an addiction, she would have had something to say about withdrawals, something like that. I still think she's green. I don't think she's lying. Just think our testimony will level out eventually.
Hi, Glenn.
I was a little, like with Barbara, a little worried for her. But yeah, we can pray for her. You know what I mean? You can always keep her in our hearts. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Michael wants to come in at the end here. All right, Michael.
Hello. Just wanted to say hello. Goodbye.
Hey, Michael.
Yeah. It's good to see you, man. It's good to see you.
Hello and goodbye. He's in. He's out.
We're going to quickly do this 50-odd second one with Nathan. Why not? While it's here.
There's a couple of more in the back. The bottom one's a good one.
Right, I'll put this one up for now. Let's have a look. Let's have a quick look first. I'm definitely doing this.
You put Michael's up.
I've downloaded this. I've downloaded this afternoon's video. It's only a 20-minute video, 21 minutes, so we'll probably do an hour to do something like that. We'll see. We could do something else. Right, let's share. Presenting.
Michael Kahn. Kahn. The Vulcans are here.
Right. Let's do this one.
Shout out to Nathan Oakley.
Absolutely.
Magically open. You'll have a suit on.
Yeah,
You'll jump out the ship, well, the rocket. You're bouncing in the air. What do you call it again?
Outer space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do you know what a vacuum is?
Yeah.
What's a vacuum?
A Hoover.
A Hoover.
Like an area without any gas in it.
Gotta have a Kirby.
Oh, right.
Or Electrolux.
You've got a vacuum and you put gas in it. What happens?
That's what we call them. It's what we call vacuum cleaners over here, Hoovers. Because of the brand.
Don't you call them Kirby's? No, that's more British, right?
We call them Hoovers. Yeah, Hoovers. Just because of the brand, I suppose. Same as jacuzzis, hot tubs. We call them jacuzzis because jacuzzi's a brand, isn't it? Yeah. Probably the first brand.
You ever play Kirby the video game?
Yes, I remember playing Kirby back when it was like ZX Spectrum back in the 80s.
Yes. So he sucks everything up, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
There you go.
used to be a game that we played. You know, when you play with a plastic ball the size of a football, as in soccer ball, and you'd be across the road from each other, and you throw it, and you know where the pavement meets the road. That's called the cab. I don't know what you call it. You call it
The Kirby. Yeah.
You call it a sidewalk and the cab. That paving stone, whatever you want to call it, that slab, whatever, that joins to the road. Well, you throw the ball and you bounce it on that, and it comes back to you, and you catch it. You get to go in the middle, so it's easier, and keep doing it and score these points. That's called Kirby.
Huh.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and you catch it. You got to catch it though. No good if you don't catch it.
I never seen kids over here playing it at all.
Yeah.
I've never played it.
If it bounces and comes back, then you get 1 point. But if you bounce it and catch it, you get to stand in the middle, so it's closer, and you get more goals. You know what I mean? Sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Different.
So let's see.
Fills the space. Like if you fart. If you fart, it spreads out throughout the room, doesn't it?
Right, yeah.
Right. Well, if the sky was a vacuum, what do you reckon would happen to all the gas we're breathing?
Oof.
You cough like he just did.
Too much.
Landing on this planet, right? The door will magically open. You'll have a suit on. You'll jump out the ship, well, the rocket. You're bouncing in there.
Idiot. Right, which other ones was that?
There's another one at the bottom in the private chat. I think it's the corn one.
Let's have a look. How long is that?
They're like maybe 2 minutes, something like that.
Right, what's this one? Right. Presente. Yeah.
We had 2 Michaels in tonight, you know that?
Yeah. Right.
We had 3 actually, if you know the truth.
Are you telling me?
Hello.
Are you telling me so?
Speak up.
Are you eligible to be in this country?
My life in the country?
Yeah.
That's not the corn one.
Oh, what do you think?
Is Nathan smoking a joint or just a roll up?
It's just a roll up.
It looks like a joint.
He's poor.
Because it's like darker paper. It looks like a joint. I don't.
He's telling everybody he's smoking roll up.
He doesn't see me. He doesn't see. I don't see him as a. I didn't even know he was a
weed
smoker.
smoker.
I don't see him as a weed smoker. But it does look like a joint. It does look like a joint kind of color.
I think it's a joint.
I use darker skins. They're lighter skins, but I usually use brown skins.
Why not? It's Nathan.
Think about EDL. Do you think the blackies should go? Do you think the blackies should go?
The what?
Do I think the blacks should
The
what?
blackies.
Go, like leave the country.
Lead the
As a
country.
transgender black lesbian, I find that highly problematic.
Oh, sorry, mate.
Yeah, highly offended. As a black woman, how could you
Yeah.
possibly ask me that?
Sorry, I didn't. You don't look that black to me.
I am black.
Yeah, I know. I can tell. I love the hair.
Yeah.
Loving your afro.
Don't repress my afro.
Oh, all right. Sorry.
It could get highly problematic quickly.
Yeah, thank you, Mum.
No problem.
Your uncle, what are
Never
you
seen
telling
it.
me?
There we go.
Hello.
Always cool.
We-
Cool. Right.
There's more. They get worse, dude.
Yeah. No, I'll
It
leave it
does.
there. I'll get some this afternoon and do them with that video, that 20-minute video. Yeah.
He'll love this.
It won't be a long one this afternoon. It's just a quick.
He'll probably shout you out again, PJ.
Yeah, that'll be cool. That'll be cool. Yeah, let's get Mr. Super Sidewinder up. Yeah, and again,
I will tell him that he shouts you out.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Here we go. Video file. And yeah, I've got it downloaded already for this afternoon. Where's the one I'm looking for? Was that the one? Yeah, Autumn Leaves. It's Mr. Super Sidewinder and Gabriella Autumn Leaves.
Oh, nice.
amazing. Especially the electric bit at the end.
Very nice.
Fantastic. That is fantastic. Fantastic. That always a pleasure to play with Mr. Super Sidewinder and your stuff, man. And again, thank you, dude. Thank you, dude. Right, I'm going to get going so I can sort out this afternoon's stream, probably about 3 p.m., which will be about 3.5 hours away. Yeah,
Cool stuff.
probably about that. So I
Great
might see
show,
some of yous, I might see some of yous there. Thank you, everybody in chat, for coming. Loyal lot, you loyal lot. And thank you for the panel. Nice one, Michael. Nice one, Roger. Bless you.
Thank you, PJ.
And next one earlier
the next
from
one.
guys, it was on.
Thank you, sir. And
Michael.
Gabrielle's quite the talented little girl.
Oh, without that. There was earlier on, there was Michael and there was Ryan in too. So bless you guys. Nice one, Nathan, for the videos. It was a laugh. All groovy. Nice one, guys. Bless you.
Groovy.
Free is free indeed. And groovy.
Indeed.
And groovy.
Groovy indeed.
Groovy indeed. Indeed. Bless you guys. Ta-da.